I have a message for everyone. A new message. Look at me, guys. Yumi is dead. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yumi is dead. We had to sacrifice Lulu for it. But we will take it, Riot. Take Lulu in exchange of Yumi. Yumi is not playable anymore. Maybe Lulu isn't as well. But we take the exchange. Thank you, Lulu, for your services. The cat, the parasite, is finished. Right now, there is a new League of Legends, more beautiful games. No Zeri Yumi, no Twitch Yumi at 2 AM in the morning, one-shotting you, not doing anything. It's over. Finally. Finally. Thank you, Lulu. Can we thank Lulu, please? Everyone, thank Lulu. Thank you, Lulu, so much. Rel also got a bit affected, but Rel is impossible to get nerfed, I guess, at least. So thank you, Lulu. Celebrating the parasite. It's not a cat, it's a parasite disguised as a cat. What's up, Kina? Hello, Aru. Tiago. Noelia, hey, regards from Gran Canaria. Lulu also dead. Saludos desde Alicante. Danny, Maximo, you heard it here. You know what? It's mad funny. I went on Yumi account to play her in a nerf state and lost 6 in a row. Yeah, you lost 6 in a row. It happens, Maximo. Yumi is dead. Where is the cat emote here? I will pin the message. Yumi is dead. Thank you, Lulu. I will do it here the same. We can send it. And we pin the message as well. I'm so happy, guys. This the entire stream is celebrating that Yumi is dead. Yumi is nerfed. Well, time for smolder nerf as well. You hate Maximo, no, Kina? You hate Maximo. It's okay. It's okay. I never struggle against Lulu, to be honest. Milio is much worse to play against. Well, Milio, it's depends on what you're playing. What do you play normally against Milio? Dude, I'm so happy I have to deal with 0 ban rate. Okay. Let us see how it goes. All right. One day later, but still fine, because now you guys have played a bit more games, maybe. So you guys can tell me how the patch looks like. I've not played myself yesterday, so we'll see. Patch highlights, patch rundown. Then we do a full tier list. Let me see if I can change the scene. We'll do a full tier list. Remember, S+, something's changed. S, A+, would not recommend. B, wouldn't recommend is like, you guys know we are going to rename that, right? And then, well, you guys have a new challenge as well on the Discord, so you guys can check that out for the week 8. Week 8 of bootcamp already. So yeah, you guys get, there's more rewards or points as well on the Twitch stream. YouTube, there are not, so that's that it is what it is, you know. But well, it is time to main Nami. I mean, if you were not maining Nami Golden X since 3 patches ago, you were not paying attention, by the way. Nami is dodging every single bullet. I'm pretty sure, like 90% sure that someone on the nerf team, her ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, or someone got cheated and with a Lulu main. Something happened with a Lulu main, by the way. The nerf of Lulu this patch, the 3 nerfs that she got in a row, is nothing compared to this nerf, because they are nerfing the early damage, the shield. I don't know what they are doing, by the way. And now I check the win rate and Lulu is like dropped a lot. Or someone is a main Nami, but Nami doesn't struggle against Lulu, you know? So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in Riot with enchanters, but yeah, for sure Nami is way stronger. Janna is also in a good spot. What's up, Akril? Hi, coach. Hello. All right, let's go. So a lot of things to talk about. A lot of nerfs in the jungle in the super role, and I think that's it. Jungle and super role. Then buffs in the jungle and in the jungle, I would say, and some other adjustments. I want to check the Rumble adjustment, but because I like to play Rumble support, I will have to check that out. Battle Pass changes. Do we care about the Battle Pass changes? Not really. Summoner Ranked Season 2 end. Oh, when does it end? The Summoner Rift Ranked Season 2, 2025 will end on the last date of patch. Ah, this is the last patch of this season. Okay. And they are going to get... they are going to... Split the Blossom and Noxus, no? Are going to be together for Season 3? Or something like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But well. So, similar to Season 2 start, Season 3 will not reset your LP rank or tier progression, only the ranked rewards. Okay. 50 rank game 1. Okay, so guys, you have to play 50, win 15 times in ranked. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Just play 200 games at least. Next patch, split 3. Alright, so next patch, more content. Alright, Brand. So Brand got a buff in the jungle. They like Brand jungle, but sometimes when he gets really strong, they get rid of it. I think Brand jungle is very, very strong as well, and the other jungles are getting nerfed. So, well, more damage on the passive per monster. So I guess they're adapting him to... They like him in the jungle. I don't think he has a place in support and mid lane that much. So they say, okay, Brand is going to be a jungle. Let's help him for that and let's make him more playable. The Q stun can be nice for supports. I don't think it's like that big of a change. Is that if it was, for example, a champion that points and click, like Fiddlestick, maybe Annie with the Q and the stun duration is increased. Okay, but you still have to hit it with the skill shots, right? So it's a nice buff, but I don't think it's... that relevant to make a super Brand very strong, right? Jungle Brand is going to be pretty decent, right? It's always very annoying to play against Jungle Brand, and especially in solo queue, because he has good skirmish potential. Also very, like, in teamfights, he just press ultimate, and that's it, right? Nar cooldown reduce of the Q, alright? We don't really care about that for us. Eloy, I don't know what they are doing. They are nerfing, changing, buffing. They are a bit messing with Eloy. They don't really know what to do, so we leave Riot to it, and we will know in a few weeks if Eloy is playable or not. Armor from Jarvan nerfed. So armor growth, this is the normal nerf. Like, they have a strong champion they want to nerf, and they just start with small stats, maybe 80 damage, armor, these type of things, and then they see how it goes. So if Jarvan keeps performing well in the next patches, expect some Jarvan nerfs next patch. I can guarantee that Jarvan is getting nerfed, not maybe next patch, but in 2 patches, if they feel like this is not like enough for him. That's what Riot loves to do. Kalista, 0% win rate in Pro, so they are going to buff her, obviously. They are going to buff for the Rage Blade, so more AP growth, and attack damage growth, 0.25. Now, interesting for us, Lulu, E cooldown increased, damage and shield decreased. Lulu has proven to be extremely resilient to nerfs and still a top support. Alright, so they nerfed, I believe, the W cooldown. So now with the W cooldown, you cannot, as I said before, and I explained this before when they nerfed her, like for the first time with the W, is before in late game, you will have the W every 8 seconds or 7 seconds, and the E, you will have the similar, right? 8 seconds or even 5 to 6 seconds, right? So what will you do is you will E plus W all the time you carry. This will be the sequence. Now, after the nerfs they did to the W is now flat 16 or 15 seconds. So you have no time to E plus W anymore. So you have to EW, and then you E, and then you have to do another E rotation before you get the W rotation, right? So you have 2 shield rotation, and probably here you have to wait a bit more. So it's a pretty big nerf, in the sense that you cannot spam EW, right? To Kog'Maw or to Twitch in mid game, and that was like very brain dead, doing that all the time with Lulu. So they get rid of that because of the W increase. Now, there were some small nerfs, and now they are nerfing the E. So, as I explained before, you want to be fighting with Lulu pre-level 6 a lot and trading. Very good trades with Lulu that you have, very good trade patterns that you have with Lulu right now. Auto attack plus Q, right? This Q does decent damage and also applies slow. So you can keep doing the plus auto attacks, especially level 1. So that's not going to go away. You still can bully with auto attack, Q auto attack. Then after this, you lose a bit of power. Probably you have to stop the trade and then do it again. Now at level 2, you have the power spike of the E, right? The E damage. Now the E damage is going to be reduced to 10 damage, which is quite decent nerf. And we care about here. to be fair, for the damage, right? So it's going to be 10 damage less. And also the cooldown is a bit longer. Now the cooldown being longer is still quite annoying, because from 8 seconds to 9 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds at the start is a bit annoying. Not the end of the world. Maybe for early game is rough. Like she's losing the 1 to 6 early game, which Lulu excelled before. You pick Lulu because you are able also to trade early game. She's going to lose that a bit there, guys. 8 seconds and 8 seconds in late game is what I said before. It doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's fine because you can spam E's, but you cannot spam W's together with the E's because of the previous nerf, right? Shield is also 10 damage, no? And less AP. Would you build AP with Lulu? A bit of AP, no? But I don't think it matters that much. It's okay. It's okay nerf. But I still think that the early 4 levels of Lulu, they are nerfing a lot. They are nerfing a lot. And that's very, very bad because she has some decent matchups where she can bully. And now, well, she can bully less, right? Way less, way less. So in my opinion, this nerf could have been like the initial nerf they could have done to Lulu. But it's how I said. What Riot tends to do is, I take armor away, I take a bit of cooldown away, I take a bit of this away. Now, if the win rate is still up, they say, okay, it's time to nerf the Lulu, right? And then they put a big nerf or a bigger nerf that they already know is going to affect their win rate to see how it goes, right? And maybe expect, maybe in some patches later on, if they think that Lulu's too nerfed, that instead of they keep the base damage nerf and they increase the shield again to the normal one, right? Like a pre-nerfed, right? They could do that. So they can choose, right? They choose 3 nerfs, so they stick to that. They had my people little rat. No, 100%. It's a big nerf, eh? I'm not exaggerating. I think it's a big nerf comparing to the others. The others, when I saw them, I knew that I was very, like, you guys know me. When we looked at the Lulu nerfs before, it was like, it's not really nerfed. And then there was a meme about, is Lulu dead? Is Lulu dead? Right? Because Alexis, I don't know if Alexis will be here today, he will always ask, is Lulu dead? Is unplayable? And I will say, no, it will be a meme. But now this is very important nerf, right? For Lulu, because it affects her early game. Not much the late game, but that was already taken care of by Riot with the W changes. What's up, Paper Hearts? Hello, hope you're having a great day. Same thing. Thank you. I've been watching for Alexis. Yeah, Alexis has to come here. All right, so moving on, Master G. Alpha Strike now stacks Kraken Slayer and Terminus. Okay, good job. Master G, we don't really care. Mordekaiser, damage AD ratio 0% to 120% bonus. That would be fun with some Spirit of the Sojin or something, no? I guess with Mordekaiser. Some AD Mordekaiser maybe there. Okay, Morgana, huge buff for Morgana. W, minimum damage from 60 to 70. And you don't get more points on W, no? So 10 damage and maximum damage. So you get 10 damage initially or minimum. I don't know. Like, Morgana is in a pretty sad state right now. No, right now. Forever. What do you mean right now? Just rework Morgana, please. Just rework Morgana. You can do it, Riot. You can rework the W of Morgana at least. Review the W of Morgana. Review a bit the E of Morgana. The Q maybe. I don't know. In a pretty state right now. It's like this since like 5 years. The only thing is that Morgana got strong or popular because she could be played in the jungle on a full clear meta where she didn't have to do anything else than full clear. That was back in 2019, I believe it was, 2021, around there. Maybe she's right this time. Yeah, no, 100% is right. Nautilus is jungle buff, no? Monster damage modifier, 150. The first hit, E will deal more AP, I guess? Bonus damage to monsters. Okay, okay. We will maybe see some Nautilus jungle. Fun to see. I think Nautilus jungle was old school. Maybe we can see it. It will be nice. Like flexing jungle and support has always been like fun, in my opinion. Armor growth, Nocturne gets a bit nerfed. It was played a lot, to be fair, Nocturne. Bonus AD as well. Kiana gets buff now. Yeah, she gets a buff. So we get there's a Kiana player, by the way, in support. So it's going to be Trednix, no? Trednix is playing Kiana support, so he will tell us how is Kiana support with these buffs. He will tell us how it goes. Rek'Sai, I guess the buffs of Rek'Sai, of the changes of Rek'Sai were too weak, so they are buffing him. And now with the Rel. W, crash down. The shield now from 13 max health to 11 max health. I said last time they nerfed the shield of Rel, they nerfed the base shield. Is that I said that if Rel had no shield in RW, I think she would still be OP. And I still think the same, right? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter the maximum health on the shield. Maybe you are a bit less tanky, but in reality, like you are running Rel with Spellbook in high elo, for example. So imagine if in high elo you are running Spellbook Rel, that means that you don't have Aftershock. Imagine how much you care about her being tanky right now. Because already your passive gives you a lot of tankiness, right? So imagine how much do you care about this this nerf. I don't think it will affect her at all. I mean, it's a bit maybe in 1 or 2 occasions you just die because you had no 20% HP, 20 HP or something like that. But usually it's like it doesn't make it's not enough. Last pass nerf didn't face Rel as much as we intended. But what is we intended? Because if you intend to nerf Rel, you are going into the wrong direction, and maybe they are doing the Lulu thing, right? Which is they don't like Rel to be meta that much, or they want to shift Rel from meta, and they are going to get another nerf. Maybe they go for move speed, maybe nerf next patch or another patch, and then from there they are going to really like touch or nerf one of her abilities, like or the ultimate pull. You cannot W ultimate at the same time, or you have to wait, which will be really weird to do so. But they will try to hit something that so she gets less strong and OP. But right now this doesn't do anything. Go in, boom, boom. I live, I die, don't care. Win the game, life good. Yeah, I mean, you flash W ultimate, you combo 4 people, and you win the game. That's how you play Rel. And in early game, you have great mobility with the W passive. It's just an insanely good champion. The E gives you a lot of move speed to your teammates. Maybe nerfing the E move speed could be good, right? We will see. We'll see. Now Rumble gets changes, so the Q damage over 3 seconds is going to be the same, and then AP is 10% less, and target max HP is going to be less as well. Maximum burn duration from 3 seconds to 3.5. Okay. No longer occasionally fails to apply the full debuff duration. Okay. Red team no longer deals delayed damage and or less damage to champions. I did not understand this, by the way. Since had the same problem or bug, Rumble as well. So red Rumble did less damage. Alright, that's an interesting bug. Debuff no longer checks for targetability before dealing damage. Debuff no longer checks for 700 units proximity to Rumble before dealing damage. Okay, we have to try Rumble support. I've seen the guy in NA that is OTP Rumble support and he's doing pretty good. So maybe I look for it. Tick rate 0.5 to 0.25 seconds. I think this is pretty nice for Rumble when you play Leandris and you play with the Bloodletter song or whatever it's called, the item. Because you tick faster for the stacks of the Bloodletter. Now lasts the full duration across the entire damaging zone. So that was a bit of a bit weird. Now more rapidly deals damage when initially dropped. Okay, that's nice as well. Red team no longer deals delayed damage. Okay, that was weird. And now Shaco got nerfed on AD damage, which there was a build with Halo Blitz Shaco with Yomus, and you will one-shot the AD carry. Like, it will be insane. You could be 0-3 Yomus Shaco with Halo Blaze and kill the enemy AD carry, you see? Like, they're nerfing 5% the bonus AD ratio and the cooldown. I wanted to play AD Shaco. I think it was the best Shaco, but they're nerfing it, right? So yeah, here I think it's the same, no? Since on red side, he also gets less damage, so they fixed that. And poison refresh rate 0.5 to 0.25, okay? They are buffing Sion. I don't know why they are buffing Sion when he's pretty strong, but we don't know. Monster damage, Sylas Jungle, very fun, but Sylas Jungle is like... The problem with Sylas Jungle is that you do 3 camps into gank always, no? Like, you suffer a lot in the jungle. Maybe with the passive damage on monsters is going to be better, but it's like a fun champion to play, but very cheesy champion. It's very... Like, in high elo, it will make a lot of... If he's strong, like, it's going to be, like, picked a lot. It's very fun champion to play in solo queue. It clears a lot, right? You guys don't think Lulu's dead? Interesting. I mean, I don't think it's dead, but it's pretty nerfed compared to before. Triangle W attack speed nerfed, cooldown nerfed. Okay, Varus. I'm not too sure if this is going to be like the biggest. If he's going to be stop late or going to be too of a big deal to not pick Trundle. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he doesn't clear that well anyways. It's just because of his fighting potential and screaming potential early on. All right, let's go with Varus. Okay, finally some Varus nerfs. The base damage of the Q is nerfed. The bonus magic damage on hit is buffed, and the damage of the E is nerfed as well. So they want Varus to be on hit more than Lethality. No, we are tweaking Varus Dispatch in order to make him stronger in the hands of average Varus players, while making him weaker in pro play. We are nerfing Lethality Varus as his primary pro build and buffing his on hit builds as compensation. So is the Varus Lethality harder to play than Varus on hit? Do we think so? Is that I mean, that's what they are saying, right? What's up, Saddles? How are we doing? So Varus on hit is easier to play than Lethality Varus, or they are saying that people play Lethality Varus less in lower MMR games. When you play with a Varus, does he go Comet or does he go Lethal Tempo usually? Because I've seen so many Comet Varus, no? I mean, I don't really play in lower MMR games, right? Below Emerald. I will not play anymore. It's impossible. Lethality is probably more reliable. Well, they're nerfing that, so maybe we see more on hit. I like on hit Varus, pretty broken. They're nerfing Viego. They're buffing his Q though. Attack speed growth, nerfed. And the Q buffed. KTM. Bonus damage to monsters. Wait, are they buffing solo lane? Viego's crept back up to the top spot in the jungle. We are doing this by making his Q more useful against champions and minions while making it a bit less to the jungle monsters. We are going to shift some of his power from the jungle into solo lanes. Somewhere many players used to play him back when he came out. Yeah, I mean, this is a solo lane buff. Interesting. For me, solo lane Viego, if it's strong, is pretty strong. Pretty annoying as well to play against. So we will see some solo lane Viegos for sure. Yeah, you have more healing against champions as well. Against minions as well. Less against monsters, right? More damage on the Q just in general. Interesting, eh? It will be interesting. You got plat 2, let's go. But my MMR is wrecked. You just got 22 LP for a win. That's fine. Just win and never lose. So they messed up with Singed, no? So they back Singed. Alright, they are buffing Warwick. Why are they buffing Warwick? Bonus on hit damage. Okay, the passive is less damage, okay, on hit. But they're buffing the base AD. Xin Zhao nerfed on health and flat bonus per hit. With the Q, 5. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they're nerfing the junglers with Xin Zhao, Trundle, Jarvan. Xin Zhao, Trundle, Jarvan, and Nocturne, right? I think the Jarvan is meh. I think the Trundle is okay. Xin Zhao and Nocturne is a bit stronger, probably. Okay, Yumi, empowered from 80 to 80, and she's losing like 25 damage at the end with the Q, so you would max Q, I think full max Q, and then you will go E max, so you could do 3 points in Q, then E, or just directly E as well. So this is not the early damage of the Q, that's a bit annoying. And now the W, you and me. Heal and shield power, reduce 1%, and late game is, but you don't max W second, no? Do you max W second with Yumi, even? Is it just first? But in general, like the shield power, like reduce 7% is pretty nice. Heal on hit as well, the nerf is pretty nice, right? 1% AP less, and also like 4% at the end if you max it. But I'm not sure if you have max W or Q or E, actually with Yumi. But you know why? Because I'm not a Yumi player like you guys. So Maximo could tell us. All right, we got a big text which I like. All right, Blue Ricker says, hey man, I got a question. Firstly, thank you very much for your support guides. Carried me to Silver 3 within a week from Bronze 4. That's insane progress. Congratulations. But I have a general question where my nightmare started. I started getting 22, 24 LP for wins, but 27 LPs for losses. So I played against silver 1 or 2, but with 60% win rate, I could barely hold my rank. Then now I got matched with legit Inters for like 10 games straight. Lost last game, my G died 70 times. Oh, that's that sounds familiar. And dropped me back to B3. How do I fix that? I lose my mind here. I mean, the thing is that you have to keep playing, and just by playing and playing and playing on the same rank, you will make sure that you are, for example, you have to just play a lot of games, and then your MMR is going to be at the right place, right? So if you're playing against silver 1 or silver 2, that's good, right? That means that your MMR is in a good place, and you have to understand that bronze 4, bronze 3, silver 2 it's whatever. What matters is your MMR. And your MMR is always going to be like your matchmaking is depending on your MMR. And win streaks help to get your MMR in a better position, and lose streaks as well. So what I will do is just keep working and keep making sure that you improve and you understand how the game should be played better. And in those games that your teammates int you should try to still look what you could have done better. Not to win the game, but to make sure that you don't do those mistakes, or you are more solid for the next games, right? That's what matters. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's in the long run. It's very normal that you get silver 4 and then you drop to bronze 3 and then you go back up, to be fair. It works like that. Play the game, get stronger, happy life. Yeah. I've seen a lot of you guys have dropped a lot of ELO. Like, for example, Saddles, he's Platinum 2, he has bad MMR, he says. He was started gold, no, I think. He got plat, he got back to gold 3 after getting plat 3. Got up, got down, got up, and now he's plat 2 again, right? And to you and to a lot of people, that's the normal, right? The normal. The only way you go from, for example, gold or bronze to gold and you stay there is that you are really doing something that impacts the game and you are playing like a really strong player, right? That means that you are not like a strong player yet, or solid player, which means that if G dies 17 times, it's not that that game is going to matter, but probably the other 9 games that you lost, you could do something to maybe win 2 or 3, right? But we usually stick with too much the negativity, right? You got intent once or twice or 3 times, we end up remembering that instead of remembering other things that might be more important. But I would say always focus on your improvement, guys. At the end of the day, that's the only thing you guys can conserve. The rest is comes and goes. Just make sure that when you go back to silver, right, you're a better player than you were before when you got there for the first time. That's my number 1 tip. It's like, if you go down and back up, make sure that the second time you come back up, you're a better player than when you first got to silver. And Zyra gets a buff on the E. So cooldown goes from 12 to 11 seconds, and the damage increased. Zyra is wilting. Wilting. I don't know what wilting is, by the way. What is wilting, guys? Zyra is wilting a bit at the moment. I guess wilting. What is wilting? And 2 games away from plat, no more double mode. That's the way to go. When a plant gets too dry, like a plant losing water. Ah, that's why I don't know the word, right, in English. It goes all floppy. Okay, so they're always like this, no? Riot with the patch notes. They are a bit funny, no? They're comedians. Okay. I just think that the season 15 doesn't suit Zyra at all, right? It doesn't suit her at all, and that's all. Like, Karma also lose a lot of value. Zyra, Ashe support, Jhin support, any bully support gets that wants to stay in lane and play the lane more for the tower. Doesn't benefit. Lax, for example, doesn't benefit from this season. It is what it is. The changes to towers and minions make Zyra like a weaker champion. That's all, because before you could stack 3 waves, bully a bit more, get play for platings. The buffs are fine. I mean, they have to turbo buffer for make it more relevant, but they are better champions in the game. Yeah, I welcome the changes as well, but as they say, Zyra mid lane, you know, can be better than Zyra support, for sure. Or Zyra jungle, if Zyra jungle is playable with the damage, right, onto the monsters. But for the rest in support, I don't think it's going to do much, guys. Experimental hex plate, overdrive attack speed 30% to 50, overdrive movement speed 50 to 20%. So Nocturne was building this, and they are nerfing Nocturne as well, but how much is the nerf compared to what... Because they are nerfing Nocturne, but they are buffing his item. So they are buffing the item, but nerfing Nocturne. So it's like he doesn't get nerfed, no? Or nor buffed, I would say. Right? He gets something in return, right? You also have to think, guys, the items make... maybe Zeri, no? Zeri used to play with this, by the way. I don't know if it's playable, by the way. Zeri with Hexplate. Maybe Jimmy has to answer this question. Or some Zeri players that we might have. Nobody plays Zyra for the R damage, it's knock-up and plant damage. If you don't scale her plants, you don't scale Zyra, exactly. Alright, Baron Nashor. Bonus health increased, health per minute increased, and health regeneration per second gained every minute from 0.375 to 0. Okay, we remove Baron health regen. Okay. Okay, fine. And Arena, we don't care for me. I don't play Arena or Arena. I guess we can watch the skins. What skins do we get? Lilia? A Bowling League Lilia. Okay. Then we have Corki, Bricktoy Corki, Victorious Fiora. A bit meh, no? The skins. Dispatch. Why there are no more skins, by the way? This is all we got? I mean, the Corki skin looks nice. I don't know how it looks in game. But just only 3 skins? Isn't that rare for Riot? They are not getting more people to do skins? So I heard some people complain about it. But no many skins. So many. How many champions do we have? 178 or 170? I don't know how many champions we got in League. But I guess we could do a bit more skins for other champions that are not that popular. I mean, these are not popular champions except Fiora. Lilia skin is nice, I guess. Alright, let's move on. Any questions from the patch notes? I think it's pretty clear. I like this patch notes compared to the last one. The last one was pretty boring. So it was not that important to go through. But this one is like actually good changes. Okay, let's go for the next one. Tier maker. Everything that you guys like. Tier list maker. Big changes coming up. More experience from playing the last 2 patches as well, so we can see how that goes. What's up? What's up, Lupa? Hello. All right, Lupa. What do we think about Soraka this patch? Lulu nerfed. I don't think Lulu matters for Soraka, no? What is your insight with Soraka? S tier. In low elo as well? Or in high elo? I have to prepare myself mentally for this because it's going to be the long one as well. I want to do 1 champion. I want to do 1 support champion, 30 seconds, 1 minute. We talk about it and we move next, okay? I read the chat maybe meanwhile, but I move next. If not, it's going to be forever. There is no light left. I think S plus is Zoe. S plus is Zoe. The problem is Zoe is very niche in support right now. I think S plus for sure not, but A for sure maybe in high elo. We will do the high elo one. We are going to start with the low elo one, and then we are going to do the high elo one. So actually, let me add a text. Is when people where's low MMR? All right. I will add a text here. Low MMR. Maybe I can add a bit better, no? What patch is it? 15.16 low MMR tier list. There we go. There we go. First time live, what is low for you? All right, let's specify as well, no? What is low? Because that question is going to happen a lot. I would say below Emerald. Below Emerald. Below Emerald. I would say below Emerald. I think Emerald is good elo already to play like some champions. I would say below Emerald is good elo to. I mean, if you're Emerald 4 or 3 and you start playing the S tier champions that is in the high elo tier list, I think it's okay. I think in low elo she's A tier if you are below master skill. Probably, yeah. I agree as well. First time. Last time I think I did the same, no? Last time, I mean, I'm not checking what I did last time. So, for example, I like to go for the tier list without knowing what I did on on last patch. But usually it's like 85-90% the same. Something's changed because I've been playing the game for 2 weeks and I've seen if the champions are good. But for example, Alistar Braum got nerfed last patch. I don't think Alistar matters at all, to be fair. He's still super strong. So we're going to talk about all of those just in a bit. All right, let's go. Now this tier list is a bit different than last time because we have the order different. We don't have to look for the champions. So we are just going to look for any support champion. So we start with Amumu, right? Amumu for low elo, in my opinion, is goes B tier, right? The problem with Amumu, again, the same thing. Before, he was really good with the double Q. The damage was nice. I don't think it's like a good engaged support. Maybe it could be A if you are really, really good or you in a really good composition. But in the long run, it's not a support that I would recommend. It requires you to have really good positioning in lane, play really good around the bushes, and put a lot of pressure on the enemy bot lane so they miss position and you are able to punish with your combos. You have to have really good jungle tracking as well. Why? Because when you enter, you are committed. Not that tanky as well. It's not like, for example, Rel that you can just jump, use the aftershock, and then just run out. Amumu is more like you want to utilize the 2 Qs, and once you utilize the second Q and you don't have aftershock, it loses a bit of tankiness, and it's not that easy to play. That's what I would say. Now, Anivia. The problem with Anivia, I mean, Anivia can be pretty good, can be average, can be bad, depends on the player that is playing Anivia. I would put Anivia also in B. I think it's hard to execute, hard positioning also to play. Good to carry, probably, but you have to know how to play teamfights with Anivia, which I think like most people in low elo don't really know. And even if you know, it gets complicated when you're playing against flanking champions and you don't have roaming potential, you don't have a lot of agency. It's all about lane agency, and everything that you have to do in lane, you have to do it alone. Right? Because if your AD carry is not following, then you have to solo trade, which can be very, very complicated and very annoying to do, to look for those spots. So for me, B tier. Annie, a champion that I really, really like, but with the Enchanter build. Now, Annie, I would say the good thing about Annie is that you can play like an Enchanter. So that makes her a bit better. You have good CC and decent engage with Flash, really good engage with Flash. Different build paths. I like the Surelia Rush together with Moonstone and more Enchanter. You could go for more AP build. You can play the lane like just more chill. If you, for example, your AD carry is not responding well, you have good roaming, good silent attack, good damage while you're CCing as well, which makes ganks stronger because you can also add like 30%, 40% of the damage to a gank. And that's pretty good, right? That's what you kind of want to look for a support, is that you get CC, but during the CC, you also add some damage in, right? So yeah, I would say Annie A, and we are going to talk about also left to right matters, okay? Left to right matters. Alistar. Alistar, I would put A+. I mean A and above or in front of Annie. He got nerfed. I still think he's a very strong champion. I'm thinking about S tier or A tier, to be fair, with Alistar. So Alistar, good things. Neutral lane. So if you don't force, it's really hard for the enemy to do plays. You're still very weak early level, but it doesn't really matter in low elo to be weak level 1. If you know how more or less how to play lane phase, it should be fine. Has good follow-up, has good engage. You are pretty tanky. Now it requires, as any engaged champion, which my last video is about how to play engage, or the 10 mistakes that engaged champions or players do, is that you have to be very active on the map. You have to know a lot of matchups to be impactful and know what you are doing. And it's not that easy. It doesn't scale very well. You have to know how to peel and engage at the same time. So it requires some really good game knowledge, I would say, to play engage in general in low MMR games. But if you are a good engaged player, it could go S tier for sure. It could be S tier or S plus tier if you are like very good. But I would say if I'm playing Alistar or any Smurf playing Alistar, it will look way better, right? So yeah, I would say A is good. It's decently. Hello. I have a question. As a coach, how do you establish legitimacy? Do you think players can learn from coaches who aren't higher elo than they are? Is it important that for coaches need to hit challenger every season? Or, I mean, that's a good question. But, I mean, for example, I've been a player myself, so that's already nice when talking to players. I would say no, you don't need to be challenger or master. You can be silver and be a good coach. The thing is that challenger players or professional players, we understand very fast who knows about the game and who doesn't know about the game. If you know what you're talking about, like you will notice, right? As a player, you say, okay, the ideas that he's telling me, the things he's telling me make sense, right? I will try it, or it actually has some value for me. How you add value, or how I add value sometimes to players, is I like to show examples of people that are way better, and I explain why they do it, how they do it, and then you just have to add some value to the team or to the players. But even if you are challenger, you have to do this. By the way, you always have to engage on a healthy discussion with the players. And you could be a challenger and have no clue how jungle works or no clue how competitive works, and they will not listen to you anyways, right? So yeah, that's what I would say. What's the title? I've been playing a lot of Lulu today and winning all the lanes. All right, Jangpan, how does Lulu feel after the nerfs? Tell me. Tell me about Lulu. Because I'm starting to get the ELO where not every content creator is higher ranked than I am right now, 300 LP, but I still feel like I don't know a lot of the basic. I'm not sure what to trust when learning. I mean, you just have to think about for yourself, no? That's how I would say it. Not you don't need to think about ELO. ELO is not knowledge, by the way. You are like right now. I'm telling you, you are 300 LP and you don't know how the game works. Like challenger players that never play competitive, they don't know how the game works, right? That's the truth. The higher ELO you get, the more you understand that you don't know about the game. So a Diamond 1 that has played competitive and is Diamond 1 right now knows more about the game than you, right? And he's Diamond 1. So ELO is not like a career, right? It's not because you are the Master 300 or Challenger, you know better than anything. Like Danny, for example, he's gold, and he has shown me a lot of situations, and I learned from everyone here that, and he's gold, and he has not been close to diamond, right? And I still listen, and I watch what they say, you know, like I pay attention to what people say, and I just try to make an effort on what I understand the game, listening to what they say, and not ignoring them. And then from my perspective and my knowledge, I try to make it work, right? That's what I like to do. So you didn't play in Jess with Lulu, no? What's up, Jared? Just started playing League last week, and I've fallen in love with Jana. Is she good at teaching me the super basics? Yeah, Jana's nice. I mean, not for playing laning phase, I would say, but good for roaming, good for laning for teamfight position. I think she's okay. She lacks a bit of laning fundamentals, I would say, Jana, but she makes you play the game like a bit different, which is fine. More roaming, maybe depends on the build. You have different ways to approach the builds. So yeah. I had a 500 LP juggler go bot scatter while my Lux Soraka lane was pushed in by Nautilus Kalista. No, exactly. I had challenger players in jungle in tryouts, and they didn't know even how to jungle in competitive, right? So it's very normal. You just have to have an open mind and make sure that you are learning from everyone. That's all. And then you learn, right? And you learn who you should listen to, right? If you like the content of someone and you think he's smart, then you keep watching, or you keep asking questions. If you think someone can add value, then you ask. But most Lulu and lower elo don't play aggressive, right? So the nerfs don't matter that much. Jana teaches you to be disciplined in early game. I think so as well. Yeah, I come from a different MOBA where I both had high elo and solo queue and played competitive, and there's a massive gap between competitive play and solo queue. Competitive and solo queue is very different, right? But still competitive is the essence of how to play League of Legends. So when you climb elo and you're playing against someone that knows how to play competitive, it's like he will destroy you. All right, let's move on. For example, before we move on, I'm not challenger right now, or I'm not grandmaster right now, but I feel like if you want to be grandmaster or challenger, you have to be very dedicated in solo queue and play solo queue, play solo queue, play solo queue. And I don't have the energy time for it. And maybe I can get to grandmaster. I could probably just playing Taric or playing other champions. But I don't think it's worth it, and I don't really think it's like. I'm not like that. I'm confident knowing that my elo is going to say determine what how much I know about the game, right? That's the thing. I'm past that already, so that's how I think. I don't have to prove anything. So, but because I don't think elo matters that much while teaching or listening to someone, I could listen to someone that is gold, and from listening to 1 minute of 1 or 2 minutes from someone talking, I know if he knows about the game or he doesn't, right? And then if I know he knows about the game, I will keep talking, listening, most likely. All right, Ashe, would not recommend. Same thing as Zyra, what I said on the past rundown. Think Ashe is fun to play, one of my favorite supports as well. I have a lot of favorite supports, but I like to bully lane, stack waves, hit tower. I don't think you play like that well in Season 15. So let's put Ashe in, will not recommend. I will not recommend you to climb with Ashe. I don't think it's consistent enough. Can you have a Caitlyn Ashe lane, Varus Ashe lane where you destroy them? Yes. But you need jungle attention. Your jungle will not know how to play with Ashe support. Later on in the game, you are just an ultimate bot, not that powerful. So again, we are looking for supports that have more agency, all right? Aurora. I'm going to add Aurora, guys. But Aurora, I have the same thing, is that I played Aurora, felt super good, right? She one-shots, she has a lot of damage, but after you get the boots and one item, she falls off so much and you have no levels and you get one-shot every single time, right? So I will put Aurora on B. I think if you are good with Aurora, you can still climb, but I will not recommend playing Aurora at all. There are better mages to play around. Let's go with Bard. So Bard I always put on S+. Now I get a lot of complaints about Bard being S+, in low MMR games because it takes time to learn and it's not easy to play. And you have to roam and do everything like that. But one, Bard's weakness is laning phase usually, and he doesn't get punished enough in lower MMR games to get punished in lane. You can roam. If you more or less know when to roam and how to roam, it can be strong. Is he S+ tier? Probably I will drop it on S. Maybe it was S+ like other patches, but I think on S is pretty decently good, right? Bard makes sense. If you are consistent with Bard, I think you can carry a lot of games, right? From low elo. It gets better the higher elo you get, probably, than if you're lower. But like the thing is, what I'm thinking, S+ and S is you can go damage build, tank build, support build, every single almost super item in the game. You have so much. The ultimate is pretty broken, right? I think it's pretty. It's a lot of. I don't know if S or S+. What are we thinking? Did I ever try Velvet support? We can talk about Velvet, but I've tried the Velvet one time, I think. But I was not playing the game when she got popular. BTEC, congratulations to get the diamond. Bard is S tier at bullying enemy jungler, yeah. Do you think Bard S+? I'm thinking about Bard S+ as well. I think Bard S+ maybe as well. But then I get Bard is hard to play. I don't think it's that hard to play. Still adds a lot of value. What's a good counter against Bard? We have to do the counter list actually as well. Blitzcrank, Nautilus, Hook champions are pretty good, and they can also move around the map. I will put Bard on S+, and the haters can come, to be fair. I think Bard is like good, you know, like fine laning phase, probably lower elos, and just very fast on the map, can punish, does a lot of damage. Certain builds, you can go Electrocute, Spellbook, Guardian, So yeah, I think S+. I think Bard is just a great support, a great design champion. I'm not going to mention Velvet. Let's go with Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank, pretty much the same thing as last time, as I said, A+, or A, sorry, plus 55% win rate, something like around that. Good in, very strong in a lot of games, but pretty weak in other games, right? You need to snowball in early game. The hook has a lot of value later on if you hook at the correct carries. I don't know if I put Blitzcrank on B, but Blitzcrank in lower elos for sure as a place in A, because you can solo carry as well a lot of games. So yeah, I would say Blitzcrank in B. No, Bard is OPSL always. Brand, I would say Brand also not recommend. Above Aurora, he got buffed, but I don't think the buff is relevant for support that much. I mean, he got buff in the jungle, the ultimate city, and the stun duration. But again, maybe goes up. I don't know, 50. If you play a lot of Brand, I don't think... if you are in low elo, I don't think you're good enough to play Brand. But it's not a hard champion to play with the ultimate, no, later on in teamfights. If you have a lot of games with Brand, is he going to be A tier? I'm just thinking, guys, to give you a reasoning thing. So what I'm thinking is someone that comes in and says, okay, which champions can I play? I didn't play them. And in 20 games, I can do a decent job, right? Bard maybe it's like, that's why I'm putting Bard on S+, but Bard maybe like it's a problem if I think like that in the tier list. I'm trying to do a mix on everything. Hey, Maximo. Oi, Maximo's no. Jakoshlu. Thank you for the prime. Thank you so much. Welcome. When you're subbed, you never lose in solo queue. Never, no one that subs loses in solo queue that day. So good luck. Blessed. Thank you so much. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Brand, but I will leave Brand in B. You guys tell me if I'm wrong with Brand in B. Maybe there's a Brand player, but I'm not. I don't share the opinion of playing. As you guys know, damage to climb. I don't think it's irrelevant. I don't think damage makes you climb as support, but that's me. Braum. I think Braum can be solid in B tier. I mean in A tier. Sorry. I don't think he's B. Maybe B with the nerfs, but I don't think the nerfs matter in low elo that much. I think it's more like in high elo with the matchups. So I would drop Braum in B again. If you have some good AD carry, normally people don't leave lane that much. You are fine in teamfights as well. So A. I don't know if he was S tier before, but let's drop Braum at A tier. Camille, I would say... I mean, Camille, the same thing. I would say Camille B tier. If you are a great Camille player, you can go up in climb with ELO, but it's not consistent enough. Like matchups that you have good matchup with Kai'Sa, for example, Kalista, Draven, Samira, and that's it, right? Then you might lose. If you don't pull his laning phase, then it's going to be bad. She got nerfed already when the Bloodstone got nerfed. I don't think it's a good champion. Maybe would not recommend it's too much, but I think maybe probably could be around the would not recommend, to be fair. What's up? Just a follow-up for the early question. All right, let's see. You believe you... I have to read that. What did you say? You believe that you can still coach a player to hit challenger, play competitive at a relatively high level, like tier 3 or 3, even without doing so yourself that season, since the changes so much? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course I can. I mean, I already coached teams in tier 2, and we did pretty good. I didn't think it matters that much. In Iron Bros, I think damage is most important factor. Do you think get milk here? I don't think so. I don't think so that much. I don't think so that much. I don't think so at all. What's up, Fox? I hope you are fine. One question: how can I learn which supports is best compatible with which AD carry? Fox, great question. You have it in the document here as well. We can make a small break. Here you have it. Laning guide. Here you have it. Every AD carry, the strength in laning phase, synergy, best supports, game plan, how to trade, and when to roam. You have it all there in the document. Hopefully, if you have any questions, you can tell me. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. So we finished with Camille. I will just echo. Are we going to do echo? Echo, the same thing. I would not recommend to play Echo. I think it's too difficult to play. There is some builds with Guardian or Aftershock Echo, Halo Blaze Echo can be fine. I would not recommend to play Echo, but well, let's mention it because I don't know. I've played Echo before in support, but I would not recommend it right now in the meta. I think it doesn't make sense. All right, Elise. I would say Elise goes like here in front of Annie. Elise, underrated champion after she got nerfs like 2 times in a row. Not played that much by myself, but I know she's picked up in higher ELO, and that's pretty good. Good roaming potential. Laning phase not that strong. Well, it's strong, but it's not easy to execute. She's pretty weak till level 2, 3, I would say 3 more. But she has very insane burst, can take over a game alone. So if, for example, you are looking for damage and something to play, to carry, instead of Brand, I would pick Elise 100%. Why Brand in B? Well, I don't think it's that easy to execute Brand. I would say Elise, for example, is stronger than Brand. If you want to play the solo queue. More roaming potential, easier to fight someone in the jungle 1v1. So if you start snowballing, you can kill enemy jungler, kill enemy mid laner, you can 1v1 better players. Brand is less like that. You be such a god, thank you. All right. Let me know if you have any questions as always. Okay. Fiddlesticks. I would say Fiddlesticks the same in A. Got nerfed as well, the tank build. Maybe you could go AP build, tank build still. Very easy to point and click CC. Got nerfed the duration. But, well, it's okay. It's an okay champion. If you play well with Fog of War, 100% can be good in A tier. It can be solid. Can be solid A tier. No, put Baron wouldn't recommend. Don't worry, Brainstorm. Riot doesn't listen to me anyways. Galio. I think Galio's a bit like Amumu. Maybe I put it in front of Amumu. Problem with Galio is that you engage, you go in. You need to know the good angles with Galio with the W. Laning phase, it's okay. Some of you, I've seen that you play full AP Galio, full damage Galio, which is fun and fine. But then you get one shot later on and you lose a lot of value. So I would say on B tier is fine. Maybe if you're a good Galio player, you can win a bit more than 50%, obviously, but I think that goes with any other champion. But Galio on B tier is okay. Very long cooldown on ultimate. Some games where the enemy team has a lot of dashes or a lot of range, Galio loses a lot of value, so it's not a great champion in that sense. Gragas, a bit stronger, honestly, Gragas, but I will put it on B tier as well. Hard to execute champion also. Not like Bard. I mean, Bard is also hard to execute, but like Gragas, you have to know how you want to play with the E. If you want to go for Comet, Phase Rush, or Aftershock in laning phase. It's not easy. It's not easy to execute Gragas with the ultimate. If you go for full damage, then you are very squishy. If you go for full tanky, you don't have enough damage. So you rely more on your team, and there are better champions that do that. Let me read the chat, that I missed some messages. Okay, then Bet, I will put my faith in your content, at least those that make sense to me when I try to improve or learn to play range supports. You have a lot of content on the document there that you can watch videos. Most of the stuff that I say, or most of the stuff that I say, I think it's okay for low MMR, but for high ELO as well. I think I got a lot of feedback from Grandmaster players and Master players that they are learning a lot. So I think there's always like, what I explain is not because you are gold, I'm saying you what works in gold. I'm always going to explain what I think is the correct play, even in Challenger. I don't think it's hard to do what Challenger players do. It's just that you have to practice, and understanding is not difficult. The other thing is put it into practice. Why Bart became S tier right now? He was S tier before, no? Loli. I don't remember my last tier list, by the way. I do the tier list without remembering. Full honest. Maybe it was S tier. I put it on S plus right now. I don't even remember. Did I put Bard on S tier last patch? Well, now it's S plus. now I like him more. Now I like the how Bard looks. Okay, Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger. I would say Heimerdinger can go together with. I would put Blitzcrank in front of Fiddlestick, by the way. Heimerdinger, I would say A tier. Very good champion in general against melee supports or melee compositions. If you know how to play the champion a bit. and can bully a lot. Again, you play for towers, you play to bully the lane. You can trap later on in the jungle and do the bush camp into one shot, which can be really good before doing an objective. If you do it well, you can climb, and it deserves to be a bit above B tier. Heimerdinger, very underrated. I'm not a Heimerdinger player myself, but very underrated. Now, Wei, I would say Wei probably like around here with Anivia. Strong champion, but it requires like your AD carry to understand as well how to play laning phase. So you depend on your AD carry a bit. Doesn't have good roaming potential, like for example other champions like Elise, for example, that is more mage burst has. So yeah, I think Wei for sure B. But I'm a huge Wei fan, but you need to probably have like a AD carry that understands more how to play around it, and also it requires like a lot of skill now to play Wei consistently. Am I missing a champion? I think not. Hi, Ivan. I'm not going to talk about Ivan. Let's talk about Janna. What we do with Janna, guys? Janna is plus for sure, no? I think Janna is very strong. I think Janna is very, very strong, honestly. I think Janna is very strong. The only problem that Janna has is that you have 3 different builds. You can go Comet Roaming Janna, which is fine. You can go Aerie Janna, Shield build Janna, which is the Moonstone Redemption Downcore, or you can go Mikael if you want, or Arden if you want, instead of Redemption. And you have the Glacial build that I already played, which requires a lot of knowledge on how to play with mana, because you don't have mana flow, and how to use your CDs to reduce your E cooldown. Now, you have 3 good builds already. Like, in my opinion, Glacial build is the best, but it's harder to execute, and the Shield build is fine. Really good scaling. Not the best laning phase, but I think laning phase doesn't matter that much. It's okay laning phase, eh? I think if you can snowball, then the game should be won. It's like one of those champions is, if you are winning, you're going to win. And if you are losing, you can win, right? You know? If you are winning, you are winning 100% because you can give so much power to your team, and if you are losing, you can win. So that's a very good way to understand Janna, right? Yeah, but Bard is very broken, Loli. Bard is very strong. It was not that strong like 1 year ago, I think. I want to know roughly how good it is, or if the enemy is just bad if I play Emerald to Diamond ELO. What are you asking for? I don't remember. Which champion are you asking for? What about Electrocute? Jarvan support. Jarvan got nerfed. Not recommend. Alright, let's move on to Jarvan. I would say Jarvan should be like around here, honestly. Jarvan is fine, engaged, but the same thing, if you want an engaged champion, you have better engaged champion. The problem with engaged champions like Jarvan Vi is that you go in mid game and you get one shot, because you can one shot someone, but you also get one shot. So I don't know if that's worth it. And if you play this glass cannon playstyle of one shotting an enemy, and that's your playstyle, it's very flip. Of course, any champion that we put on B row could be A, right? And any champion that I put on A can be S if you guys are smurfing your asses off, right? If you are like insane with Jarvan, and you can win 60% of your games, of course, but I can also play Jarvan and win every game in silver, but that's not the point, no? The tier list, as always. Think about this. So I would put Jarvan here on B, but maybe I have to play more Jarvan. But you guys are not going to convince me to play Jarvan, I think. Glacial build for Janna is Giga strong, no? Yeah, 100%. You have Fox, you have in the document, you have like learn champions here. I will guide you a bit through it. Learn champions, and here you have Janna stream, educational Glacial Janna, and you have the more Janna stuff. So there you can probably see the different builds, right? I think there's a guide of Janna, or a Silver 2 Challenger Janna video. So there you can browse through it, and yeah, you let me know if you have questions after. Kennen in low elo is S tier. Yeah, I think Kennen is a bit hidden OP, but no one plays him. But Kennen is pretty strong. S tier Kennen. I put him in A tier, I think, every single time in high elo. Karma is going to go S. I mean, I think Karma is fine S tier. And you scale as well. You can really bully a bit in laning phase. You can snowball your lane if you know how to play. It's decent roaming with the EW. So I would say Karma is S tier for sure. I think there's not much to say about Karma. She got nerfed the Q like long time ago, and she lost a lot of power, but that's all. I don't think she deserves to be S+, but I don't think she should be A. Like Enchanters, I have I'm very hyped when I see Enchanters, right, in low elo. I think they work better consistently than other champions. Kennen, I will drop Kennen on B. I mean, he could be like here as well. I think Kennen is not that bad, as Lupa says, but probably Kennen on B. Do not go so crazy about it. Strong lane, was fine in lane. Again, you kind of need to be patient till you get level 3 to play with Kennen. Understand how you want to play with the W passive, with the stun. Later on, you have to look for a lot of flank potentials in objectives, so you can utilize well your ultimate. So I would say if you play really good Kennen, any AP champion that you play really good, you can be like win a lot of games, right? That's how low elo works as well. It's just that I'm not a fan of if you are starting to play support. All right, LeBlanc. LeBlanc, I would think with Aurora or Brand as well. LeBlanc lost a lot of power recently in support role, at least, and also hard to execute. The good thing that LeBlanc has, and maybe I'm going to drop it here, is that LeBlanc has the roaming opportunity and more skirmish power than, for example, Brand or Kennen has. I mean, they have good skirmishes with ultimate, but LeBlanc can do it from level 2 to level 3 already. So maybe LeBlanc has higher value there and can be on A. I don't know where I put LeBlanc last time, but LeBlanc could be A. For sure, yeah. You can do more things early game with LeBlanc than you can do with these two. And remember, support, you want more agency. It's hard for me knowing when to press the ultimate with Jana and teamfight. Yeah, no, it's hard for me as well, Aranis. It's also hard for me. Sometimes you want a shield, the ultimate just to get the refresh of the E cooldown. Sometimes you want to heal, sometimes you want to knock up. Sometimes, right? Like, it's not easy to know when to press ultimate. I struggle a lot, and sometimes my teammates end up dying because I just misplay my ultimate. So don't worry too much about it. I mean, I can see it in a picture, maybe. I mean, Fox, just explore a bit, you know, look for it a bit. If I was doing a Jana video today, I will explain it step by step, but you have the content there, and you can also use the Lolalytics to explore more builds, right? In builds, here in the item section, you have it as well. So if you go down, you can figure it out very easily, right? The core items. For example, you can read them and when to buy them, and in which situation to buy them. I will not overthink it too much. What's up, Flavio? But isn't too hard for low MMR? No, I don't think so. I think you guys think that there are many things too hard. But Spellbook, for example, not too hard. Rel, not too hard with the W. And Bart is not too hard to play. If Andy plays it, and he plays with one hand, I'm joking. What's up, Andy? Wait, did Riot reset the rank once this act 2 hands? No. There's no reset. Hey, are you Colombian? Yes. I'm Colombian. Adri Zanahoria. I'm from Colombia. I'm not from Colombia, I'm from Spain. Alright, Leona. What do we do with Leona? I think Leona S tier, no? I think Leona S tier. S tier. Leona for sure S tier. Other suppos got nerfed. She's fine. I want Leona to be S tier. I don't think Leona is S tier. I think Leona is S tier. I want to believe Leona is S tier, and I hope Leona is S tier. How is Leona performing last patch? Let's do some exploration. Before anything, we are going to explore a bit. Lolalytics. Let's come here. Tier list. Last patch. How did Leona perform last patch? Let's go gold. Let's go gold. Supports. How did she do in silver? I mean, engaged champions do pretty bad, no? In low elo. Decent. How did she do in platinum? I expect her to do a bit better, by the way. I think, I mean, if you watch my latest video on how to play engaged champions, the 10 top mistakes, for sure, Leona is S tier, right? If you don't watch my last video, then your Leona is not going to be more than 50% win rate. I'm so sorry. So for the people that watch, you guys will, Leona will be cracked. But for the ones that you didn't watch, I mean, Leona is going to be a tier. But for me, it's S tier. What's up, Alex? Hola, chico. Hola, hola. Hola, Alex. All right, so that's my tip for you guys. If you watch my videos, then Leona is super good, and if you don't, Leona is not that great. Link in the description. No. Why does Sona have such a high win rate? Because easy to play as an enchanter. Lulu is here. Where is Lulu? Where was Lulu before? I think Lulu was S tier, still S tier, but nerfed, no? Maybe the top of A tier. I mean, what do we do with Lulu, by the way? What do we do with Lulu? I don't think the nerfs is like so strong. But I think I mean, the nerfs are pretty big, honestly, for high elo. But maybe for low elo is not that relevant. Maybe we could drop Lulu in the last one from S tier. I think last one from S tier is fine. I think A tier is too much. Also on Poppy support, strong. It's big nerf, but she was very OP before. Yeah, but I think it's big nerfs in high elo. We will do a high elo tier list later, and probably she's A tier. But I think in low elo, she's S tier still. She still does a good job, right? Buffing in teamfights, ult in teamfights, polymorph can be annoying, right? If people didn't play her that aggressive in lower elo, imagine now. And in lower elo, you can bully already with auto Q auto, and the E is not like that relevant. Plus the windows of trading with the 2-second nerf from the E is not that big of a deal, right? So I would say S tier, but the last one on S tier. Let's see how she performs on the patch. I know already that she's suffering a bit, but I would rather have a Karma than a Lulu, but she's fine. I mean, that's why Karma is above Lulu, no? That's why Karma is above Lulu. I'm just thinking here, what should we do about it? I'm tryharding the tier list, guys. What should we do with Lulu? I mean, we can investigate, no, a bit, like this patch. I checked the win rate, I think, like yesterday, but we didn't have enough. Lulu dropped a lot, you see? Wow. Lulu was up here, by the way, yeah? Lulu was up here, 100%. Also, like, she has more games, I think, than Sona. Where's Lulu? Well, Lulu's down here, eh? It does affect a lot, as well. On... Yeah. Maybe we drop it with some data. We can drop it on 80 here. I think so. Maybe. I mean, I still think that if you're good, you will be S tier, or you can get good win rate. But so I think with Alistar is the same, no? So let's drop Lulu on A tier for now, and let's see how she performs the entire patch. But if you see right now if you see the tier list, or you're watching the tier list, I will not recommend Lulu that much over like Janna. I will play Janna and wait for the queen. The queen is coming. You guys know who I'm talking about. The queen of support is coming. Lux, I would say Lux, the good thing about, I mean, Lux for me is played a lot. I would not recommend that much. I don't know if Lux, I said it on A tier last time, but I'm going to drop a Lux on B tier here or A tier here. But I'm not too sure about Lux, by the way. Maybe Lux in front of Fiddlesticks. But I'm not a fan. I'm more a fan. If I would choose AP champions, it would be Elise and Lux in that order. Elise, Lux, LeBlanc, and Branden, right? In this order. Left to right. Elise first as AP champion to carry your games, and then Lux. I will not choose Lux over Elise in solo queue to climb. Feels like Lulu is mental support for team in low elo. People get rush of dopamine from suddenly getting Lulu ulted. That's a good explanation. Recently, I fell in love with Zyra. It's time to spam her. Good luck, eh? Good luck. Zyra, I don't think she's that great at the moment, but she's still okay. Is Karma worth learning? I'm trying to learn some mages to help get out of iron. I don't think Karma's that. Karma's a mage till level... any enchanter is a mage till level 6, and after that they become enchanters. That's how you have to think about it, right? So Karma is good to learn fundamentals on how to win lane. So yeah, Karma is good. We will get to the champions, guys, step by step. Alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. Next one, Malphite. I don't know why I'm talking about Malphite. With Jarvan together. I don't know. Sometimes one time I got what's called tricked to play Electro Malphite one game. It was decent, but because enemy team trolled. But Malphite is just a champion after level 6, doesn't have lane presence, and it's just not a great champion to impact other lanes if you have no 6, so it goes there with Jarvan. Above Camilla, even, like, well, I don't know even if I would put Malphite even here. Maybe I would not recommend. Maokai. Maokai, actually, I like Maokai, but I think Maokai is not in a very strong position right now. But I would put Maokai in front of Blitzcrank on A tier. He could get some buffs, or he should get some buffs to be better in support role. But he's decent. Decent engage. Not better than Alistar, not better than Braum. I would not say even better than Annie. But if you like to play Maokai, before he was way stronger, now he's like just A tier. Solid pick. Nothing extraordinary. But yeah, I would say Maokai there. Mel. Easy to play, by the way. Easier to play than other mages. But I would say Mel in front of Brand. And that's it. I would say B. I would not recommend playing Mel that much. Very lane focused champion. Scales well. Doesn't roam that much. Less impact there. Good damage later on. Cannot face check for vision. If you play, again, the same thing. If you are a really good Mel player, then you can pick up Elise and carry your games anyways, right? That's what I think about. That's what I'm like really think about it. What do you think about Janna Glacial? We played Janna Glacial for, I think, 3 days or one entire week, Flavio. So we like it. We like it a lot. We even have an entire day of review of Queen Janna, the best Janna in the world, with that build at least. Milio, best enchanter right now. You think Banjo? Let's go for Milio. Let's talk about Milio. All right, where do we drop Milio? In front of Lulu or below, behind Lulu? What do we think about Milio? I would not say Milio's S, but Milio could be S tier. Is Milio S tier? I mean, I think Milio's S tier from silver to platinum. He's really good, and then he drops in lower or higher. S plus. Banjo, Milio's your boyfriend, or what's happening? Why Milio S plus? What happened with Milio? This community is printing LP with Glacial Janna. No. I mean, God, I'm saying Janna Glacial 3 ELO. Some people take it, some people don't. I say Nami broken, some people take it, some people don't. You know, like, and then they come and say, I'm playing Velvet Halo Blades. Oh, Nami's broken, coach. I know, I'm telling you since when did I say Nami's broken? Since the start of season 2? Since the start of season 2, I told, split 2, I told you Nami's broken. Everyone that is playing Nami is climbing. Everyone. More or less. But they're not dropping ELO, that's for sure. Playing Nami. And if they are dropping ELO, then something is wrong. Something to work on. S plus, you think? Milio. I don't think Emilio's S plus. I don't think let's see the win rate of Milio. I'm curious about Milio win rate. 52%, 8,000. Gold. Let's watch gold. 54%. S plus. Is Milio S for me? Feels wrong. I think in front of Lulu can be in front of Lulu. I will not say Milio S. S tier, maybe S tier. I mean, enchanters. I like enchanters. Don't get me wrong. What can Milio do? I mean, Milio's fine in lane, not the best. Really good with some champions like Lucian, Ashe, Varus. Now that it's on hit. Kaylin, maybe Jinx. Kog'Maw not bad. I mean, it's bad with some other champions like Jhin Ezreal. I think it's not good, right? If you get those, you're a bit cooked. Aphelios really good. Nis Fortune cooked as well. You get cooked if you play with some AD carries. Maybe you can just roam to another carry. Ultimate broken. I've been hashtag Emerald 2 for 3 days on Nami. Maybe it's your mental get milk here. For sure, you're doing something wrong. Let's see about Milio. I think about Milio. I think she's fine on A, by the way. It could be S. Should we drop 1,000,000 S? If I don't drop 1,000,000 S, who am I dropping on S? Let's drop 1,000,000 S behind Leona. in front of Leona. Alright, let's go. Let's go for it. I'm doing it. I feel confident. Let's go for it. Milliones. I think it's a good champion to climb in low elo, for sure. One of I say it always in every tier list. People that want trick pony Emilio are the ones that climb also a lot. I've seen a lot of good players climb from silver to platinum just play Emilio. So yeah, let's drop it. Let's drop a Milliones. Yeah, I agree. No, I'm also thinking about students I've coached that they want trick pony Emilio or play Emilio and they went from silver to platinum. I've 2 or 3 of them. Also, a lot of you guys play Emilio as well and do really good. So I'm also thinking about you guys playing in low elo and what has worked in the past. And that's all, right? That's what I'm looking at. Next one, Morgan. Morgana. Again, for the new ones that in my channel. The new ones, message for everyone. Morgana, we all agreed here, we all signed a paper saying we will stop playing Morgana support. Why? Because Riot is not going to change Morgana till people stop playing her. Again, last patch, look at this. We go to silver, most played champion. Morgana, top 4 or top 5. Bronze, what is it? Morgana, top 2. Iron, top 2. So, gold doesn't appear anymore. You know, it goes down and down. So guys, please, I'm calling every Iron to Bronze player. Non-play Morgana. I know she's cool to play. I like Morgana. I like Senna. They're the same champion. They don't exist for us till they change it. We have to Riot to Riot. If not, what's going to change? They are laughing at us, by the way. They buffed 10 damage on the W. 10 damage. And I don't hate champions. I hate one champion is Jumi and Zillian as well, and Sona a bit. But Morgana I like. It's cool champ. I like it. But we have to stop picking Morgana. Stop picking Morgana if you're Bronze Iron. Let's play other stuff. Let's learn other stuff. She's cool. But let's not participate in the yeah, but everyone plays Morgana in Iron and Bronze, so we keep it that way so people can enjoy losing with her. That's the entire thing. Morgana jungle, maybe, you know, maybe mid lane. I'm just sad about Morgana, guys. It is what it is. All right, Miss Fortune. I don't know if we talked about Miss Fortune. I will not recommend playing Miss Fortune. I don't think that's that much value anymore. It was meta before when Zyra was meta, but I don't think it makes sense anymore. So I'm just mentioning shop Miss Fortune. If there's some Miss Fortune players that disagree, they can contact me through Discord, through email, and we will fight. We will meet somewhere and fight. That's all. That's what can I say. That's what I will say. I agree with this tangent. Yeah, no, but it's true. We have to make sure that we stop playing Morgana. Next one. The queen of supports. Nami. Nami S plus champion. I mean, what is wrong with Nami? There's nothing wrong with Nami. Strong laning phase. Every super is getting nerfed around her. Nami's like just dodging bullets all the time. Now, Riot nerfed supers and junglers. Probably next patch, supers will not get that nerfed. So she can skip like 2-3 patches probably without getting nerfs, which for me is going to be amazing. And for you guys should be amazing as well. Problem with Nami, she cannot roam that well. She has no agency. So if your top lane goes 0-10, maybe you lose. Maybe you lose. Maybe you win as well, which is crazy already. No? So you also have like, you can connect with teammates. So it's not like you cannot roam, but you have to connect with teammates. Strong, very easy build path. Imperial Mandate 99% of the games, 95% of the games. Pretty straightforward kit. Makes everyone strong. I don't know what to say. 65% win rate. Play good Nami. You can do even more. And that's it. It's a broken champion. I don't know. I'm stupid because I play Skarner support and I don't play Nami. I spend 1 week playing Skarner support and don't play Nami. When I play Nami, I don't lose. So yeah, Nami is the best. Do you have a video for Nami? I have a guide for Nami and I have a Silver 2 Challenger from Nami that work really good. You have it in the description in the document. So yeah, I have a lot of content from Nami, at least, because I knew that she was going to be strong. So at the start of split 2, I did one. All right, nothing else to say with Nami, no one disagrees, I think. Now Nautilus, I'm a more fan of Nautilus now than before on lower elo. Nautilus got buffed on the Q like long time ago, some patches ago. Braum got nerfed, Alistar got nerfed. Not that makes Nautilus indirectly stronger. Lulu got nerfed, which Nautilus doesn't really care that much. But I think it's pretty straightforward CC, not hard to play that much. Ultimate is strong. Pretty tanky as well. You go Glacial, Aftershock as well. So you have two different build paths. Strong roaming. I think last patches I dropped Nautilus on A. What changed now that I drop it on S? That I've played it a bit more, and I think he's pretty strong, right? Base damage is very nice from 1 to 6. So you can still have good fighting potential in bot lane. So I would say that's what changed. Rel nerfs makes Nautilus stronger a lot. Well, a bit, because I don't think Rel nerf is that relevant for Nautilus, but well, it's a bit stronger, yeah. A bit stronger for sure. There's not a single Nami OTP in Challenger, by the way. Well, but that's why this is not Challenger tier list, Andy. You see? I have a question. I can totally carry teamfights with Milio, but I have hard time winning lane. Do you have any tips? Emerald 3. I mean, it depends on the lane you are playing against, right? I don't think Milio is that great laner anyways. But probably like basic laning fundamentals or understanding when you can poke or when you can step up. Probably it's that. But Milio is not a great laner. It would be like the same if you ask me with Janna. I mean, Janna is not that great of a laner either. You have to wait a bit for the enemy mistakes to probably punish a bit more. Or play the sustain game. Depends on what your AD carry wants to do. Which you have in the document, right? In the document I explained that a lot. Or I explained it. How well lane as Milio put 3 points in Q and hit the Q. Alright. I think Nautilus deserves to be S. I did drop Nautilus a lot on A tier. So let's give him the chance to be S tier this time around. I think he is fine. If you guys want to play Engage, you have Leon and Nautilus to choose from. And probably Rel will also be S tier in a bit. Next one is going to be Nico. Nico, I'm going to say A tier. It's going to be behind Elise. I think Elise is still stronger. Nico, guys, is not a AP. It's not a carry AP champion. You don't play Nico to do damage. You play Nico to be strong in lane, good roams, and strong team fight, right? With CC. You still need some people to do damage in your team. You can complement the damage with the CC. Sure, at minute 10, 12, she looks very strong. But after that, she drops the damage a lot around 15 minutes. Coach, I got GM with Yumi. Can we time out? Time out. Where is the timeout? Pocky's got timeout. 60 seconds. 600 seconds. I didn't know how to time out 1 minute. 07. He deserves it. He deserves it. By the way, I'm going to drop points so people can get timeout for playing Yumi. So if someone mentions that he plays Yumi, someone can spend points to ban him for 5 minutes or so. So Pokis, I will unban you like in the next 2 champions, and I unban you, Pokis. Congratulations on getting Grandmaster though. She got nerfed 2 days ago. Though, did you get GM yesterday or before that? He got GM with the cat being nerfed, by the way. So he's not welcome here for a bit. I play Yumi. Alright, guys, don't say those things because you can get banned. Can we ban that guy? Yeah, he got banned. He got banned. I have a question. He got banned. We like Pokis, but he's trying. He was on the limit, right? He was on the limit. Nidalee, I would not recommend playing Nidalee. And I would just not recommend playing Nidalee. I don't think she's that great. I mean, I had a Nidalee arc, but she's hard to play. Hard to execute later on in mid to late game. I don't think it's even hard to execute. I think she's very difficult to find angles to carry with Nidalee, even if you are fed. So I would not recommend playing Nidalee support right now. Right now, you can go for the AP build, Moonstone, Downcore, this type of thing, and just permabuff with the E. But you are like kind of heal bot, right? So that's what I would say. I would think Nidalee will not recommend. All right, next one. Who's next? We have Lissandra, by the way. What do we do with Lissandra? I would say Lissandra should be in front of Malphite together with Jarvan. I think the same thing. Can be okay. Very good counter to Rakan back in the day, or at least now can be counter of Rakan in professional play at least. I don't think there are better champions for sure in what's called right now in the game that can do better job than Lissandra. So we just let Lissandra in B tier, right? I'm mentioning every support because, or every support that I can, because then you guys don't complain that I didn't add Lissandra support to the list, because there's some Lissandra players right there. All right, what do we go next? Next. Pantheon. Pantheon, I would say still A tier. Good damage, good roaming potential. I would say together with Elise and Nico right here. It's similar to Elise. Maybe it's easier to execute than Elise, so I will keep it in together, like in front of Elise. Can bull in lane, you can kill enemy jungle, you can kill enemy laners. Obviously you cannot, you are not strong late game, but you can still go for the Bristle build, which allows you to be still stronger in late game. Maybe you have to be a bit creative later on in the game in some fights. You have to ult behind, create a bit of flank pressure. So it's not easy to execute, but later on in the game. But well, I would say A tier. If you know how to play the champion well, I think it's pretty straightforward. Poppy. Where do I add Poppy? A tier here behind Lulu, in front of Lulu. Where do we want Poppy, by the way? Where do we want Poppy? I think A tier for Poppy is nice. I don't remember where I had Poppy last time, but A tier in front of Lulu looks very good, very solid, in my opinion. What do we think about Poppy? I know there's some Poppy abuses here. So yeah, you have different builds as well. You can go Aftershock, Halo Blaze, Electrocute if you like. More aggressive build, more defensive build. Yeah. Good roaming, good laning phase. As people like AD carries usually don't go away from the wall, right? So you can look for good angles. You can also invade enemy jungle and kill. Late game, you can just ult someone or two players out, so you can win a teamfight like that. Okay, good. A tier. Pyke. What do we do with Pyke right now? Pyke. Where does Pyke belong? I think Pyke could go next to Nico, no? I think Pyke could go next to Nico. In front of Elise or behind Elise? I think behind Elise. Maybe in front of Elise. Maybe it's easier to play than Elise. Is it easier to play than Elise, Pyke? I don't think so. Pyke strong in early game. Later on falls very, very hard. You need some good teammates, like for example CC in your team. A Sejuani, a Kennen is also nice. Lissandra, for example. Masahar makes it very easy. But enemy team, sometimes it can be annoying for Pyke to play against. Mid game to late game, you have to play with hook, poke, and then you execute. You cannot really rush team fights. You just have to play with the Q, range, and be very patient. Puts a lot of pressure in early game, but the finished snowballs, it's not the best. And also your teammates don't know how to close games, so it can be a bit frustrating to play Pyke, even if you are getting fed in early game. He got GM before the nerfs, so he's fine. A tier is okay for Pyke. Next one. Let's move down. So we get Rakan. All right, Rakan. There's always the same thing in low MMR games, is that you guys tell me Rakan is too hard to play. Rakan is too hard to play, so you end up telling me that Rakan is A tier instead of S tier, right? When in higher ELO, I would say Rakan is S tier. In lower ELO, you guys tell me that Rakan is too skilled or not easy to play, and your teammates don't follow well. Which I believe, no? I believe you. So maybe I would say in front of Pantheon, right? In front of Pantheon is fine. It's the same thing. Maybe the combos are not straightforward for new players or players that are trying to climb. There are champions that are easier to play, that do pretty similar as Rakan. The good thing about Rakan, you could go Spellbook, Guardian, or Electrocute. So you have 3 different builds depending on the matchups. Probably you also need to understand more of the matchups to execute that properly. So yeah, I would say Rakan is A tier. I don't know if I said Rakan on B tier last time, but I think A tier is fine. Let's go for Rel. Alright, where do we put Rel, guys? S tier. In front of... I would say Rel is in front of Karma Milio as well. I think Rel, if you play Rel well, Rel is too broken, the kit is too strong. Got the W, who cares? As I said before, you could get rid of the shield of Rel doubly or still put her S tier. Maybe not in front, but still S tier. She will get nerfed again. Yeah, Rel is blind pickable. It's very broken. You can play Rel all the time. So Rel is S tier for sure. Could be S plus, but well, engage champions in lower elo. It's not the easiest to pull off. I understand, but regardless, like S is good for Rel. Okay, let's keep going. We have Renata now. Renata. What do we do with Renata, by the way? First, that Renata is very good in some situations, very bad in other situations. So I'm just going to put Renata in B tier because 50-50, depending on the team comp, is going to be good or bad. She doesn't have great roaming. She's good in lane, but sometimes your AD carry will suck with Renata. Sometimes your team comp will suck with Renata. Sometimes enemy team comp will be good into Renata, right? You don't have like a lot of agency. So I would say Renata B. I like to play Renata, but I think she's very specific, right? Rumble. I think Rumble you can only play with 2 champions. Which, I mean 3 champions, who's going to be Ashe, Jhin, and Varus. Then that's it, right? Let me move my cam here so we don't miss anything. Let's see. Perfect. So yeah, Rumble B tier. You can play Rumble if you enjoy playing Rumble and find good success on the champion. But let's drop it a B tier right now. What do we have? Sejuani as well. Sejuani, same thing. It works really well with Samira, Naila, Yasuo. After that, I don't think it's that good. For sure, better than all of these champions as a support. Even better than Amumu, I would say. But yeah, very niche. You can get a good win rate if you want, but don't expect too much from Sejuani. Senna. What do we do with Senna, guys? Dragon with Glacial is good. I'm not a fan of Dragon with Glacial. I think there are better runes than Glacial. What do we do with Senna? What do we do with Senna? Did you look at the win rates? No, I don't look at the win rates at the moment. I don't look at the win rates. As some champions, I look at the win rates like Lulu. But if I have doubts, I look at the win rates. But I would say, I think Senna maybe here. I think she was in would not recommend before. I would not recommend playing Senna at the moment, but well. I'm just going, realistically, without drama and anything, B tier is fine. Yeah, Kian, sorry. Kian, I think the same. B tier is realistically, without trying to be over dramatic and putting up the show here and say would not recommend, I say Senna's B tier. Like, not enough damage to carry, like hard to execute in lane, weak in lane. You get one shot position. You need to have really good position. If you go for Enchanted Senna, it takes a long time to scale. Yeah, I think B tier is okay. We don't need to go like the same speech over and over. B tier, the auto queue dopamine is very satisfying. No, yeah, I love to play Senna, but it is what it is. All right, we are coming to interesting supports. Seraphine, what do we do with Seraphine? Seraphine, I would say A tier, solid A tier last, or like next to probably Annie and Maokai maybe. Maybe even, yeah, maybe more solid than Maokai. I think Seraphine can be A tier for sure. Good ultimate, very strong ultimate. Guardian got buff, which benefits Seraphine. I don't think she's like super strong, but she still does a very good job in lower elo games. Like you can turn out, like win along the games just by having a good ult. Decent laning phase, not the weakest if you know how to punish with Q and E. Not that bad roams. I mean, you have decent roams. It's not like you are going to be that useful. I mean, that useful, but that useless as well. So 8 tier for Seraphine is fine. Nothing really changed, right? Seraphine S. Nah, no S tier, no S tier. Thanks, I used to Rakan with Glacial all my games thinking it was the best rune for him. No, I don't think so. I think it will be like special if you go Glacial. Glacial, you want to go Glacial when you are playing against immobile carries, right? I mentioned this on my latest video, Nightfall. I don't know if you saw my latest video. But my latest video is the 10 most common mistakes that, or 10 big mistakes that engage supports usually do. So that's That's where Rakan will enter. Set. B tier set. Was very strong way back in the day. I was a set player myself. No phase rush. The phase rush was set was really broken because Nimbus Cloak was very strong. That was a long time ago. I'm talking about years ago. What you will do is just flash on the enemy AD carry and trade flashes, level 1. I don't think it's the case anymore. He's not that strong. Maybe Camille is even stronger. I will just mention B tier to not say will not recommend. It's fun champion to play. Can be played into engage like Leona or like Pantheon, this type of stuff. You could go Aftershock, Feyras, Glacial, maybe Spellbook set. Why not? But yeah, I would not recommend. I would say like B tier. Poppy should be S. She's very good. In low elo, I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, she's top of the chart on A tier. She could be S. I mean, she could be S. Like, if she's the first on A, she could be like S for sure. You played Bart for 2 days for the first time. It's so much fun. S tier for sure. Yeah, I think so. Bart, you guys have like a wrong way to see what's difficult and what's not difficult. Bart is not that difficult. It's just that people tell you that the roaming is difficult and you believe them. And roaming is not difficult. It's just that you don't want to panic. You panic a bit roaming. Shaco, I would say Shaco solid B in front, for sure in front of these guys. Why? Because I like Halo Blade Shaco with the 80 damage, but he got nerfed as well. So I don't know how Shaco is in right now. AP Shaco with the Comet and the boxes and being annoying is fun, but I don't think it's the best build. Still think the 80 build, the Halo Blades is the best. As support, I have to try him. Like I said that I would do a Shaco stream or play a bit of Shaco, but I've not. Shen, in front of Sejuani for sure, in front of Galio for sure, in front of Gragas for sure. I would Shen is even the best in B tier. I even will drop Shen a bit A tier, right? You can impact the map a bit more with the ultimate. I don't think you have great carry potential. Later on, maybe. But I would say in front of LeBlanc, in front of Fiddlestick as well. I would drop Shen on A. Maybe last patch it was B, but I will drop it on A. Other champions that are good into Shen got nerfed. I don't think it's that bad of a champion. He has decent base damage at the start of the game. Level 1 to 4, he's pretty strong. Especially once you get level 3 or level 2 with the Q. So yeah, I would say Aftershock Shen, or if you want to go for more freestyle, Spellbook Shen can be decent. Halo Blade Shen is also playable, but very squishy. I would say A. Let's give it a try. Let's say A. If you play Shen or you like Shen, I think A is fine. Next one. What do we have next one? Skarner. Oof, Skarner. I've played 50 Skarner games, and I got 50% win rate. So, Skarner is going to be right here, in front of Aurora. I played 50 games of Skarner, got 50% win rate. I think you guys will get less. It's not easy to play at all. But maybe I'm not that smart. That's also a possibility. I'm not the smartest. Hi coach, I have a question for you. From your guys, I know that bush control is important, but can I still fight to control it when enemy AD carry have a good wave clear? Example, Jin, Sivir, etc. Current D3 support in Korea solo queue trying to climb via your videos. Yeah, you can. I mean, it depends on your AD carry, what it's doing. You can always go back to your bush, to the one closer to your tower, if you are losing the control. So you can control the middle bush to try to get to level 2 or control the bot lane, and if you are losing, then you could just go back to the other one, right? Depends on what the enemy your AD carry is playing. If your AD carry is weak, then it's going to be difficult, but maybe you can find a spot to get control over level 2. If you are controlling the middle bush, means that the enemy support is not controlling the middle bush. So you can have access to level 2. Alright, Sona. What do we think about Sona in low elo? Where goes Sona, guys? S plus? No. In front of Milio or behind Milio? In front of Karma? In front of Rel? What do we think? I don't think Sona is that bad. I'm going to be like... I think Sona is pretty good to be fair, to climb. The only problem with Sona is that it makes you very... Like, it's a playstyle that is... I would say it's like Janna. Weak in lane, but strong in certain matchups. So better than Janna in some situations in lane. Good late game, but reliant on team and time. Like more time, the better. What do you think? Sona SS plus, no? Less than Karma. No, I think it's the right spot. Yeah, I think here she's fine. I would say that if you are winning with Sona, you also get lucky with your team, but not most of the times a lot of support. You need to get a bit lucky with how your team is playing. You just need time, which usually happens in lower ELO games. There's a lot of the game goes for a long time, so that's obviously good for Sona. Laning phase, if you play well, probably you don't get punished that much. I'm thinking. I think behind Karma, behind Rel, and in front of Mino is good place. We could go. You could be really good with Sona and have insane win rate, right? But that's like with any S plus S champion, you can do that. I can't win on Sona anymore. I mean, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. People say that Sona is difficult to play. She's not difficult to play. She's difficult to play really, really well, right? How important is to win lane when you play enchanters? How important is to win lane when you play enchanters? I would not say how important is to win lane when you play enchanters. I would not think it about that way. Is how important is to win lane when you have to win lane as enchanters. What do I mean with this? Is that if you are playing a matchup that you should win lane, but you don't win lane, then you are just equal in lane, right? You don't win, but enemy doesn't win as well. It's just neutral. That means that if your team is winning, then you are probably going to win because you are an enchanter. So later on in the game, you are going to add something. And let's say you are playing at a lane as an enchanter against a weak lane and you don't abuse that lane. Now you are equal again. And if your team is a bit behind, then the extra points that you could get by having a stronger early carry, you having your first item earlier, like having more pressure, right? At the end of the day, you cannot transition that winning lane to your team, so you can be a bit even in the game, right? So when you can win lane, you should be winning lane. So that's why it's important to understand how to punish the enemy, how to play lane phase correctly, and not stay back and just buff your allies and not play lane when you're playing enchanter and at the start of the on your learning process to climb, right? You always have to try, can I get something here? Enemy trolled, let's punish, right? Because if you watch a Lulu or a Sona in Challenger Grandmaster or Master even, usually Grandmaster Challenger OTPs, they don't play that aggressive in certain situations because they cannot, because the enemy will punish also. And because their teammates are good enough that once you get out of laning phase and you are buffing them, you can expect good results, right? Which you cannot expect in lower elo. Yeah, but you have some conditions, right? So I think she could be S plus in some situation and S in other situations, Sona. Let's move on into the next one. Soraka. I think Soraka's solid S. I don't think she's S plus. She lacks the roaming potential. I think in front of Sona can be fine, or even in front of Karma. The problem is that it's you need to play aggressive again with Soraka, right? The first levels know what you are doing. I would put it behind Milio. In front of Leon and Nautilus, I think it's fine. Below S tier. Lupa told me to put it on A tier and she's OTP Soraka because people don't know how to play really Soraka. But you know what? I'm going to listen, right? Lupa's the OTP. She's master 300 points right now in US. She says Soraka is A tier in lower MMR tier list. I'm going to listen. Let's put it in front of Poppy. Let's leave it here. If you guys want to complain, then you can complain to Lupa, not to me. I'm just going to wash my hands, you know, like as we say in Spanish. Wash my hands. It was not me. I don't know if that's an expression in English, but I'm washing my hands. I'm not responsible of the backlash. If there is some Swain, my enemy. Swain is my enemy. Swain players. I think Swain players downvote every single video that I post. Because I always say Swain is a bad champion. But everyone says, no, Swain is very strong. So we have to do a Shaco stream, a Swain stream. And we have to play Swain. I did play Swain a lot before the rework on support. I did like it, but I don't like it anymore. What do we do with Swain? I think he's solid B tier in front of Wei, maybe in front of Aurora, in front of Scanner for sure. But maybe will not recommend it probably before, no? But I would say B tier. I don't think it's like that amazing. Soraka and low elo is also great unless the enemy team is smart enough to build like anti-heal, no? Yeah. But well, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay, let's go for next one. Next one. Where are we? Silas. What did we do, by the way? What was the last champion we did? Swain. Did we do Silas? Silas similar to Aurora or Kennen. Good mage champion. Got buffed with electrocute buffs like back in the day. We are going to see more Silas in jungle. In support, pretty fun to play, but you need to fight a lot. Very skirmish heavy. So I will just not recommend. I would say if you want to play a mage that is fighting a lot, probably Elise, better option, and she's up here. Same thing for maybe Lux to have more control. Next one is going to Tamkench. Why is Tamkench here? Okay, Tamkench. There's no one missing. No, Tamkench. I would say in front of the other melee champions that are a bit engaged, right? And behind Renata. The same thing as Renata. Tamkench is great, for example, into Vi, Nocturne, Malzahar, CC targets. Single targets. Strong with the stronger AD carries in lane. Maybe you can play with an hyper carry. Not the greatest to engage. I know that you guys have a lot of issues playing against Tamkench. But if you don't get ahead, like extremely ahead, like you get Heartsteel and 2 levels up and full snowballing, I don't think Tamkench is like such a great support, right? It's just that some people struggle playing laning phase against Tamkench for some reason. What is Zyra? Pixel Shop. We are going in alphabetical order, so Zyra is the last one. So Zyra will be from the last one. So yeah, we are building the tier list right now, step by step. So that's my 2 cents for Tamkench. Taliyah, I will not talk about Taliyah. Taric OTP myself. Where would I put Taric? I would drop Taric in front of Braum. I think it's good. A tier, 55% win rate. If you are really good, then you can give it, always go up. I would not say S plus tier or S plus or S tier. I think Taric A tier is fine. He's pretty strong. Not easy to execute always or understand for your teammates or for yourself. You need a bit of practice, but better for sure than the other champions, right? Very strong with the ultimate, strongest ultimate in the game, most likely. So yeah, A tier is pretty solid. I don't think he deserves B tier. And yeah, he's very strong in lane as well. Thresh, last time we put Thresh on S tier, no? And I'm going to repeat the self. I think Thresh S tier should be there. It should be S tier in low elo, but maybe we are dropping a bit of Thresh. What do we think about Thresh, guys? I like Thresh a lot. I'm being spamming Thresh with Spellhook on my main account. I have great results, but I like to play Thresh a lot. You have to play well with Fog of War, with roaming. Maybe A tier behind Soraka can be better. Do you guys think here is better? Thresh? What about Queen support after the buff? Yeah, I was thinking about playing some Queen support. I played Queen before, but after the patch, I don't think the buffs are that relevant, Kian. People are not good enough to put him as ace for sure. Yeah, maybe. He needs to... You need to understand when to go for the hook, when to go for the peel, how to hook, depending on the positioning. Like, you have to play a lot with the walls, with fog. You have to not show, right? So yeah, A tier I think is fine. Behind Soraka and Poppy. Thresh is B tier below Emerald. Nah, I don't think it's that bad. It's not that bad. People still can play decent Thresh in gold, to be fair. I don't think it's that bad. Trundle is going to go... Where is Trundle going? Trundle support... To be honest, I would not recommend Trundle, but I would not recommend a lot of the champions in B tier. So I would put Trundle in front of Malphite. Just like that. Very good with the pillar. We had a very good stream with Trundle when the pillar got buffed, when we played Glacial Trundle, and it was very fun to play. But it lacks a lot of like agency in general. TF, I mean, we are just talking. We could do TF Twitch. I would not recommend playing TF. You are just a stun card, but maybe it's a bit like in front of Malphite. Why not? If some of you play TF, I don't know if someone will play TF. We should do maybe just traditional supports next. Vi, the same thing as Jarvan, will go in and die, but I played it before. Vi can be good into Zeri, and it could be good into Smolder, for example. I like it. Very easy to point and click stun. Xerath, one of my enemies. Xerath. I think Xerath like here together with Anivia. I think that's a good place for Xerath to be in. What else do we have? I don't think Xerath is that good, right? If you play a mage, play Elise or LeBlanc if you want to climb. or one of the ones above. Nico, Seraphine, if you think like you like them as mages. Last one. Oh, we have Yumi here. Yumi. Yumi will not recommend. Yumi got nerfed. I will never recommend you to play Yumi. You will not see me here recommending to play Yumi. They have to rework Yumi in a way that she's fun to play, makes sense to play, and also rewards you to play the game, right? You learn something while you're playing Yumi. I don't think you build bad habits, right? When you play Yumi. I think that's the problem. Hey, that emote is the best emote. That emote is really good. No Yumi. I think no one likes Yumi, right? Like no content creator, no coach likes to play Yumi, right? Or likes Yumi in general. I've not heard no one say that they like Yumi, right? Pokis didn't have enough with the timeout, by the way. That's when you don't spam the mods, don't spam the mods. Zac. Zac, I think it's decent, but it's the same thing as Sejuani, I would say. Just a solid tank. He has more, Zac has more damage, so I will put it in front of Gragas. You can build more damage with Zac, which is great. But overall, I would not say that he deserves to be A. Maybe it could be like next to Maokai. Zac. What do we think? Zac is not that bad, eh? It's not that bad, Zac. We'll see. I will let Zac here. I don't think a lot of you guys play Zac enough to complain. Zilean. What do we think about Zilean? Zilean, solid. What do we think about Zilean? Solid champion in front of Rakan, no? Like here. 8-tier Zilean. Zilean players hate me as well. They think the champion is S tier or S plus tier. Well, is the worst champion in the game in laning phase. Probably worse than any other champion that we have seen in this list, right? So Zilean doesn't even deserve to be S tier if you cannot. Like Jena is not strong in lane, but it's not that useless as Zilean. The problem with Zilean is that people when they lane against Zilean, they think the bomb does damage. Camille said Yara and Vi, etc. Why are top champions in support list? Because you can play them, Andre, in support. That's what we call off-meta supports. You can play them in support role. There's no problem. I don't think it's that bad. It's just that I would not recommend them to make them your main champions to climb. In certain situations, you can play them, right? Set was very popular in support role. Support role is very flexible in when you have CC champions and tank champions. It makes sense. It's good to, for me, like, it's good to know when to play like Jarvan, for example, or Vi, because if they get buffed certain moments in the patches, then you can always like maybe drop them as a support. All right, Zoe. I would say Zoe will be like higher in high elo, and like Zoe will be like LeBlanc, right, or Fiddlestick, just in front of Fiddlestick 8 tier. I think Zoe is still very strong. With electrocute buffs, she got even stronger. I know we got some Master Diamond player now with us in the summer event that he plays only Zoe. He played Spellbook Zoe, which I think is a bit weaker, but he said that it's not needed to play Zoe with electrocute. So I would say Zoe will give you, if you play really good Zoe or good Zoe, it's fine to play. I think it's worth practicing Zoe to get ELO if you want to play AP champion. Vel'Koz is copyrighted by Azap. Coach can't legally put him on the list. I agree. Where is Vel'Koz as well, by the way? Vel'Koz is here. Oh, I forgot about Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz, I will drop it here with Zoe. I think I dropped it on B tier last time, Vel'Koz. But let's drop it here with Zoe. I think even behind Zoe and in front of LeBlanc and Heimerdinger and Fiddlestick. Vel'Koz is okay champ. It's a decent champion to play. It's just that it takes probably a lot of time to play him correctly. I don't think a lot of people know how to play him correctly. Good damage, good mage to carry. Again, if I would play a mage to carry or something that has damage to carry, I would play Elise. Then I would play Lax probably or Zoe, and then I would play Vel'Koz, right? You have to spend a lot of time like practicing. But Vel'Koz is up there, right? It's good on A tier. Support. And then Zyra, no? The last one, Zyra. Is this the last one or did I forget something? Did I forget someone? What champion did I forget? I didn't forget anything. Ah, there's a lot of champions though. Well, then you guys can tell me other champions. Maybe I forgot some other champions. Zyra. So where we drop Zyra? She got buffed recently, but I don't think the buffs are that relevant. I don't think the buffs are that bad as well. Is Zyra better than Zoe Vel'Koz? Would I pick Zyra to carry more than Vel'Koz? For sure. More than Lux? I think yeah, I would pick Zyra before Lux. Honestly. I would put Zyra here on A tier. I like Zyra. I like Zyra, well. I like Zyra, but she's not great, but she's okay. She can still roam, decent roams. Like my Zyra video on how to play Zyra correctly. Like I do roam more than I stay in lane. And still pays off. She has good CC, right? So yeah, I would say A tier is fine. Teemo. Alright, this is the tier list for low MMR, below Emerald. We are going to make one for high Elo tier list just in a bit, just changing the supports, okay? And this one, we just explain champion by champion what I think, so you can watch it in the VOD as well. It will be saved on YouTube, on Twitch as well, but in YouTube it's probably better to navigate because I will just make the chapters. Now, things to notice or to understand. We are going to the champions you want of meta. So what of meta champions you think I missed that you want me to talk about? Say it now or be silent forever. What's up, Sophia? Tell me, what support would you like to know? Where do I place it? Support champions do you play? But needs to be support champions that you guys play. Don't troll me, please. Don't troll me because some people are going to say Briar support and you have never played Briar. Austin, link me your RPG right now. Tell me your RPG. Have you played Briar before? If you have not played Briar before, I'm banning you forever. Guys, you cannot tell me Corki support. I never played Corki. Oh, bro, I never have. Austin got scared. Just like that, by the way. You see how he got scared? Austin got turbo scared. I didn't know the rules. I'm just making them up a bit. Don't worry. Don't worry about the rules. All right. All right, let me screenshot this to publish it later for everyone. Shen, Sonavir. I think you see Shen, no? I think you should be able to see Shen. Shen is there. A tier, surprisingly. Right, low Elo tier list 15.16. Alright, what role champions are you guys going to tell me? No one asked a question. No, I think we did fine. Veigar, I would say on B tier if you're playing Veigar together with the mages. I don't think you have to spot it. Never mind, you see him. Nice. Teemo, I would say Teemo not recommend. I don't think Teemo is recommendable. Also for the mental of your team. I've run into Ari support more than once. Strange experience. Maybe because of the skin, no? Recently or before? Yasuo support is really strong, low elo. I mean, the problem with Yasuo is that you don't have many it's called levels, right? Some champions don't work as support because you don't level up enough, right? For example, Azir support. You need levels. You don't get levels with Azir, right? Like just a random example. Maybe Mundo, we could play some Mundo support someday. I've seen some builds with Mundo. For example, Orianna, you don't get enough levels, in my opinion. Orianna's not here. People play Orianna support, but I don't think Orianna is a great support, honestly. Kale, the same. The old Kale, okay, but this Kale, you need the levels as well. So, yeah. Maybe we could add Twitch, but I think the list is pretty fine. The list is pretty good. Ivern. Is Ivern even playable as support after they got rid of the Smite? I don't know even if you played Smite before with Ivern. Spellbook Ivern, we might try it. But I think the list will end up pretty good. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to do the high elo tier list. So how do we do the... Can you name like 3-5 champions to be played, for example, at 80 to 100 ping? I do play at 80 and 100 ping in my NA server challenge, right? So on my NA account, I played at 120 ping, and I played Lulu fine, I played Taric fine. You can play Nami. I think you can play any champion almost, no? Maybe Pyke I would avoid, Thresh I would avoid. like hook champions that are very like skilled, I would avoid. Like for example, Blitzcrank I would play because it's just one hook into follow-up, Nautilus as well. It's not like the mobility champions that you have to move a lot. Maybe those ones are a bit harder to execute. Or very heavy skill shot. I want Ornn support to be a good thing again. I mean, Ornn was good answer to Nautilus support. Hey, is Poppy a good blind pick? Yeah, Poppy is a good blind pick. Do you guys want to what we can do is right now, I'm going to circle the good blind picks, right? So let me see. Does this work? Yeah. I mean, I can tell you the good blind picks. For me, blind pickable, you can blind pick Nami, you can blind pick Janna, you can blind pick Bard, you can blind pick Rel, you can blind pick Karma. I will not blind pick Sona Emilio. I will blind pick Leona, I will blind pick Nautilus. Pop is fine blind pick. Thresh is fine blind pick. Lulu's fine. Alistar is okay. Taric not that much. I would blind pick Taric, but I don't think it's recommended. Then Rakan is fine blind pick. Elise is also really good blind pick. These are fine blind pick. Maybe Annie is not that great. I would not blind pick Annie because she's very bad into engage champions. She struggles a lot into engage. From these ones, maybe I'm skipping some ones that I said. Maokai could be blind pick. Don't think nothing punish you, but I would not like really pick Maokai randomly like that. You can pick Gragas if you, I mean, anything of B tier, like if you really want, you could pick, right? But I would make sure that from this you can blind pick those champions pretty easily, right? Without getting punished that much. That's my blind picks. Blind picks for low elo games, lower elo games. I wouldn't blind pick Rel. I would blind pick Rel. But you play Yumi, no? So of course you will not blind pick Rel. You're a Yumi player. All right, let's do the high elo MMR, okay? All right, so how this works is that I'm going to do it for 2 seconds, right? Or 1 minute. I'm going to do it like just full focus. You guys can watch me do it, obviously. And then I'm going to talk about it. It's not going to be champion by champion. If not, tomorrow I will be still here. And that's not the main idea. All right, let's go for it. I need to lock in. What do I think for high low? I'm just going to drop the ones that I don't think are worth it. I will just drop them, by the way. I'm going to let these ones because they're more meta. So anyone that drops is not meta. I'm just not going to mention. I mean, I'm almost played a bit. Brand I would not recommend, honestly. I think Kennen jumps up. This guy jumps down. This guy is fine. I think Lax jumps a bit down, honestly. As well. Annie is fine here. I don't think Karma is the first one. I think first one can be Leona. I mean, it's hard to do A. S, who's S? Rel, Nautilus. I think I think Lulu will suffer a lot in high elo games. I think Zillion is turbo trash. But I mean, he could be like here. Again, I mean, I know some mages can be like jump. I mean, Seraphine is going down for sure. Blitzcrank is also fine here. Maokai is going down for sure. Shen probably going down for sure as well. Not that bad, but it's going down. I would say Zach. I would not recommend Zach. Galio, Sejuani. Mel I would not recommend. Can be played, but I would not recommend. I think if you play against Tamel in high elo, it's free. Shaco, I don't think it's recommendable. Aurora, I would not play. Aniva, I would not play as well. Randall is very specific. Like I would say, like Tamken, you have a place to play Trundle. You have a place to play Trundle, but we have to discard some champions. Skarner, I mean, it's fun. I would not recommend. I think it's fine, but I would not recommend. I mean, a bit biased because I spent like 50 games playing Skarner, but I would not recommend you to play Skarner. I will just not add it to the list as well. I will just leave it here. What else? What else do we have? This is only popular supports, no? Or what people would think. Maybe Brand could go up because of the stun duration, but I don't think it's relevant. Rumble, I want to see with the changes. But Rumble could be really good in certain spots. We can keep Rumble and Silas together here with Wei. Camille, the thing is that Camille, if you have a Kaisa Samira or something like that, maybe you can do it, but I think it's not even relevant to talk about Camille. Heimerdinger, I don't think it's relevant to talk about Heimerdinger, not that meta right now. Seraphine, Maokai. I think Seraphine is not as strong as well. You cannot answer a lot of stuff with Seraphine. Maokai is not that strong either. So Trundle probably behind this guy. Way probably in front of everyone. Probably Way will go up. If you play good Way, yeah, but I doubt you play good. Can be, if you're really good, yeah, can be annoying. LeBlanc I don't think is that good anymore. So LeBlanc I will drop it to B tier. And now from here, I think we have these two lanes well. Now Milio in front of Lulu probably, in front of Karma as well. Even in front of Sona, I would say. Sona will drop it down a bit. In front of Lulu, maybe Dispatch. I will let Tariq here. I think Pantheon gets more value. I would say S, but there's not great Pantheon players. Maybe Pantheon in front of Karma can be fine. I think Pantheon is fine here. Annie, I will drop Annie a bit. Zyra, I would put Zyra with Lux, honestly. I don't think Zyra deserves a spot in high elo. Probably Fiddlestick goes a bit down. Keren is fine up. Maybe Zillion can be... Zillion, I don't like Zillion, but well. It is what it is. Blitzcrank. Renata will always jump S plus when it's a very good combo, right? So Renata could be like... If I could get Renata twice, I could be Renata S plus here, or here, or here. But consistently, Renata is not like good. You will not pick Renata because of that. I would put Blitzcrank the last one. The last one, Fiddlesticks, probably. And after that... What am I missing? Maybe one of these can drop on S. Like Kennen could go S. Way could go a bit down. Maybe Way with Zyra and Lux, I think makes more sense. And I'm going to read you now, guys. Don't worry. I think this is good. Maybe Pantheon S can... Leona we drop from S to A. Leona we drop from S to A. I don't think the changes were that big for Leona to jump to S, sadly. What do you guys think? But the Scarlet Challenger, yeah, there's a Nivea Challenger as well. That's the thing. Do you think any champ can have a one-trick Challenger, but it can be replicated by many people? Exactly, Danny says it right. There's a Nivea Challenger. There is a Jarvan Grandmaster support. There's a Skarner Challenger. There's Sona Challengers everywhere, you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean the champion is broken, right? I'm the living proof of it. I played 50 Skarner games and I won 50. You cannot play Skarner like that guy. You need a lot of practice. I could maybe get Grandmaster with Skarner, but I'm pretty sure he takes my account and he doesn't lose as many games I lost with Skarner. He would carry so many games, by the way. But I tried and I said, okay, this guy Skarner is good for a reason. No, this guy is winning. But the way he plays in so good that he makes Skarner look so easy. To be fair. Nobody plays Kennen, literally nobody. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's bad. No? Both of them fit hard, 0-11 and 115. Yeah, but that's why in what's called. That's why Kennen is B tier, no? In low elo. Okay, play him then. I already played Kennen before. No, I don't remember. Maybe I inted some games with Kennen. Let's see. I already played Kennen before. Maybe it's full of int. Let's see. No. Maybe this one? I already played Kennen support. I don't know if it's it will show or not. Where's my Kennen? I want to see Kennen here. No, it doesn't show. But I've played Kennen. I think it's okay. I think even I played on stream. I don't know if I played on stream. I think it's pretty decent. A plus is fine. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay, champ to play, especially with the electrocute buffs. I think that's it. No, I think that's fine for the high elo. What's up, Fox? When you play Thresh, which runes you go for? I go for the. I will show you now for the spellbook. In what situation will you use Kennen support? I will play it in any situation. It's fine. It's like a mage, you know, you can play Kennen like when you play Vel'Koz or Zoe. I think it's just skill dependent. That's what I would say. It's skill dependent. You know how to play that champion in laning phase. And in the game. How to carry with that champion. And that's all. If you know how to carry with Kennen in game and you feel confident or have an idea how to do it, then I think you can make it. 100%. What to play with Yunara if Lulu is not that good anymore? Leon, you have a document in the description. This one, look. Here you have it. Laning guide. You go down. Yunara I still have to what's it called? To test, but I would say these champions right here. I still have to update it maybe later on if it changes. But in this document you can see it. Make Milio great again. I think Milio's okay. I mean, Milio's good. In the ELO, did you guys probably play? Milio's good, no? Like, what is he? He's A tier. No, it's fine. Because like in high elo or higher elo games, like roaming matters a lot more and having impact, especially in mid game into silent attack, into like more presence team fight. And Milio doesn't have the agency other ones have, right? So that's why. For example, Zoe, in my opinion, Zoe could go higher, right? Like every champion that from A tier can always go higher to S tier and S to S plus. If you play them really well. That's what you have to think about. Now, the B tier champions is going to be champions that, how to say it? You can play very good and do something with them. Like, for example, I could add Skarner, right? Where did I leave Skarner? Somewhere around here, right? I could add Skarner or Anivia, for example. They're average, but if you are really good, it can always go better. That's obvious. What's up, Jose? ¿Qué campeones que son mejor para ser OTP y sean buenos tanto en low elo como high elo? Elise, Nico, Poppy, Thresh, Rel. Los S+, S de low elo que puse antes. I've been on a loose trick. Can I one trick Bard or Thresh back into plat? Or should I resort back to Nautilus Rel to make it back into plat? I don't know you, the Phantom. So only you know the answer. Guys, if you want to climb, play your best champion. No one is going to stop you. There's no if you climb and you play your best champion, if you play your best champion, you're always going to climb. If you play good. Your champion is not the problem. Spoiler. I'm making a tier list, but your champion is never the problem, by the way. I'm making the tier list because I would like to keep track on what if I'm right, if I'm wrong, right? And help you guys choosing champions. But if you think that if you play a champion, you're going to climb more, that's not going to be the case. Sorry. So this is for the high elo tier list. I want to compare them to the tier list to the one that I did last time. That will be funny. Let me see if I find it. Last time I made the tier list from last patch. Let's see if it changes. Because again, I'm doing the tier list totally blind. I could like look like a fool. For example, let's see this one. All right, let's see. So this was the OMMR. So Bart went up, by the way, 1. And wait, can I open the other ones? Let me see. So this one is the high elo one. High elo, I said Nami, Jana, Bart, and Rel. Nami, Jana, Bard, and Rel went down because of the nerfs. Maybe Lulu went down, Thresh stayed here, Rakan, Nico Elise still here, and Leona Poppy. Alistar, I did dropped him down because I thought he would get worse because of the nerfs, but he didn't. Elise and Nico are still here, so I'm happy with that. Soraka went up because Lupa said that Soraka was good on Halo, on Master, so she knows more because of being OTP. Nautilus is B tier, or A tier, sorry. Where is Nautilus? Nautilus I drop on S, so I also put Nautilus on S tier. I think Nautilus has good impact. With the other ones getting nerfed, why not? We give him a chance on S tier, and the rest on A tier, right? Gragas I did it on A tier. I don't think so anymore. Not that much. Vel'Koz is here as well. Milio was also on A tier. So I think it's very similar, no? It's very similar. Who's missing? Like, I think it's very similar. Tier list. Or very similar. Obviously with the buffs and everything. You see Alistar goes up, Nautilus goes up, and Bram stays the same. Right, Blitzcrank is Fiddlesticks are in the same tier list, right, or the same tier. Rel goes down because of the nerfs, but well, I don't think it's that nerfed, to be fair. Maybe she's still the best engaged champion, no? And here, what do we have? Lulu is in the first row in S, and she went down to A. Who was in S tier here in the low elo one? Someone else made it. I think Milio made it as well, up, right? So yeah. Rakan was B tier, by the way, last patch. I think B tier is too low for Rakan, even in low MMR. You guys are trolling me. There's no way you guys are that bad with Rakan. What's up, Hermodorus? Hello. I need to make a step-by-step how to play Rakan. Do you play differently in Master than you would in Emerald? I don't think so. Well, it depends. I mean, in Emerald, I can do more things than in Master. In Emerald, they do most mistakes, so I get more ahead more times. I mean, are they currently viable, though? Enough. Eudaimonia told me to only do one ranked a day if I lose, since I'm dropping like 28, 29 LP a loss. Or should I still do 3 blocks of and just hope I win enough not to demo to silver? You guys, it depends on what you want, by the way. Like, if you want to climb and you are losing 29 LPs, then it's going to be... I think you guys look at climbing wrong, but it's normal because you are playing more casual, right? And if you play casual, what you like to see is you gaining LPs. But I think, honestly, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. What you should care about is you trying to be as better a player as possible every single day and learning and getting better, being more comfortable playing, right? Having 1-2 objectives going into the game, 3 objectives. I want to play for the level 2. I want to try to crash a good wave and then move to mid lane. Or after I crash a wave, I want to think, where's the enemy jungler, right? And get good habits in, build good habits. And then at the end of the day, you will be way better than the other players, and then you will climb, 100% guaranteed. Maybe this season you don't, maybe next split you do when the season resets, and maybe the games will be easier and easier for you, and you will climb, right? So there's no, that's how I will look at it, by the way. That's how I look at it. But I understand you guys, the ELO is addicting. I'm Soraka TP 600 LP, and I feel like she needs to go down a tier with Bard being played every third game and Engage still being strong. Well, you can ban Bard. I actually ban Bard when I play Janna, for example, because I cannot follow the engages or the roams. What's the consequence to you if you go down in rank? If it does not disqualify you of our team or something, then what is the fear of losing LP? True. And then he went down. That's true, that's true. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. If you're not, if you lose LP and you don't, nothing changes, then nothing changes. Why is Nami ranked this high, not a support main? Just asking. Because every enchanter or every other support gets nerfed, and Nami is still very strong enchanter. So yeah, I think that's the main idea with Nami. Last year video I asked and was silver. Now I'm gold 2. Before I had 25 and now minus 25 in win-lose LP. Now I have 23 and 27. Is this the wrong path or a good one? I mean, that's normal. Guys, I gain 18 LPs. What champion would you ban playing Poppy? What champion would I ban playing Poppy? Maybe Thresh, if it's played a lot. Maybe Thresh, something that's annoying when you play Poppy that doesn't have a dash. Thresh, for example, is pretty annoying. What's the playstyle of current support? Oof. I cannot really answer you in detail about that. I would say like make sure that you burst level 3 as well. You know your rotational spells, play well with Electrocute. I was this account. Look at this. This account that I have. This account that I have here. This account was Emerald 3 last season. Because in this account, I was not playing. I mean, when I was I started playing last year against solo queue. And this account, I was Emerald 3. I was playing like different champions, like random champions. I don't even know what champions I was playing. Was I playing support or I was not playing a lot? What champions was I playing? Nico, Echo, Taric, Ash, some Jace top lane, you know, like it was not playing a lot. And when I got to Diamond this year, or in this account on the other one, I had plus 18 LPs, plus 18, minus 24, or minus 25. And I made it to 600 LPs in Master from Diamond 4 with plus 18, or at least to Master. Once I got to Master, it was still the same. And after that, I just, after playing so many games, you just get plus 20, plus 22, and then it stabilizes. But because I'm way better than Diamond, I always will climb to Master. You can give me an account with plus 12 and minus 30, and Diamond 4, I will get to Master. 100%. Right? 100%. Zero doubt about it as well. Zero doubt. If you give me a plus 10 account and minus 40, I will still go to Master. 100%. 100%. So if you are good enough to climb, you will climb always. It's just that you need to, like, you are not like high above the level of silver if you go back to bronze, for example. That's the reality. You just need to be like way higher than, if you want to climb to gold, you have to like play a bit like a platinum player, you know? If you want to climb to platinum, you have to be like close to platinum 3, 2 level, maybe emerald 4, right? It's the reality. It's the reality like that. If you want to climb, you don't climb because you are the same. You don't climb to platinum 4 because you are platinum 4. That means that if you get to platinum 4, for example, it means that you are playing like an emerald 4 already. If you play against emerald 4, you will do good. It's the truth about solo queue. That's how I think about it. But it's very normal to drop from platinum to gold, guys. That's very normal to drop from platinum to gold. Super normal. All right, I think, guys, we leave it here. It's 2 hours 30 of doing the tier list. And we finished. What else do we have to... What else do we have to look at? I wanted to look for clips from my Discord. Give me a second. Give me a second. If I click here. So you guys see, I mean, nah, this is not. So here. So I know that you guys are sending the clips and the challenges. I'm very aware of it. Here. Well, no, here is not clips. So here you're sending the clips. So I will look at the clips probably tomorrow in between queues. Tomorrow we are doing some document. So tomorrow we will see if we are doing the document or not. But I have to watch a lot. I have to watch a lot of challenges. The challenges, the last one I watched is the Golden Eggs, this one on the 6th. And then I have to watch these ones. All of this I have to watch. All of this. So we will watch that. You guys have the challenges here. The Discord, I was in the Discord server. Feel free to join. We are in the week 8 of the summer event. The summer event is what you have in the document as well. Is I'm tracking a bit you guys' progress. So we can see how you guys doing. Where is it? Here. So right now, Bolt, I think, is first. Major T is there. Here you can see the challenges. Anyone that does the challenges will be in the spin the wheel for next week, for the last month. And yeah, like a lot of green, a lot of red as well. I'm also part of the red, don't worry. And yeah, I mean, some people are not playing a lot, right? Like, for example, I think these guys that, for example, lost 30 LP, they're just on vacation or not playing in summer. So it's very normal, right? Like the climb is insane. Like gold to emerald, for example, is really good. Jimmy doing good. Jay abusing Nami doing good. Doing the challenges helps as well, always. I try to make the challenges so it makes sense to, so you guys can improve, right? Like the challenges make sense to be better at support. What's this list for? This is for the summer event. So you join the event by going here, join the ladder, and then you get added to the document, right? It tracks your progress from week to week. Every Tuesday it gets updated, and you can do challenges, right? If you get reviewed in coaching or like in some group session or on stream, then you will have some notes on what you are doing wrong, and then you can work on that. And we will see at the end of the challenge how it goes. Maybe I keep it for the future. Maybe what I will do is like till the end of the year, I think I will keep it, by the way. So I can see the progress that you guys have till the end of the season. And maybe at the start of next season, I will do something different, similar to this one, but better, right? At the end of the day, I will learn what I like to see, what I don't like to see, what I think can help you guys, because I'm always learning. Like, I know about the game, but I also want to learn what can help you guys improve. That's why I always ask, okay, what helped you go from bronze to gold, right? Like, for example, Majority, what helped him? So he would tell me this and that. Usually what it helps the most is these videos. Silver to Challenger is what people told me that they climb the most, like watching these videos. The silver and gold games, that's always what I say. And here I will try to work next day on the something similar to this one, but with junglers. How to play with junglers depending on the jungle you have. So we make a list of every single jungle. We have them here. And we will say, okay, with Lee Sin, what does Lee Sin need in the game as a super perspective, right? And then I will write, we can work on that. This stream was very tiring to do because it was 4 hours long to do all of this. So I think maybe tomorrow we play solo queue. Depends how I feel, right? I need to be like very energetic to do this type of streams, right? That's why I didn't do it in queues. I need to do it in one go. So we will see if tomorrow I have the energy to do it. Because this week I'm a bit low energy. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. What is this player progress sheet? I made eWest account. How does Riot calculate new player MMR? I mean, probably you says you a gold, and if you win a game, he says you higher. And I think the system of actually putting you in your ELO is very good. Where would you put Nidalee support in cats? Nidalee support I would not recommend anymore. 100%. No, I missed the part where you talk about Nami. I mean, Nami is very easy. Average adventure. There's nothing to talk about Nami. You guys are... does anyone know the timestamp for it? I don't know the timestamp, but I will add the timestamps after the stream. I use the laning guide every day. It's super helpful. Yeah. I think if I was starting to play the game or I didn't have the time to learn League that much, I think this one is super helpful. The laning guide. This is all in my brain, right? This is all in my head. Every time I go into the game, I know all of this, right? But no, it's not like I know all of this. I go step by step and I do po, and I know how to play with the champion, right? Like if I go with Caitlyn, this is what I would think if I go play with Caitlyn, right? I would still think it but I already have the experience, so I already know, so I don't need to think about it. So if you guys can read it like 30 seconds before laning, excellent, right? You can also read what, for example, if you are laning against Aphelios, you can read what the enemy AD carry needs, and you kind of know how to play against him, right? That it makes sense, right? If you play against Aphelios and he's bullying you level 1, or Ziggs, for example, or Cassio, then you know how to play against him as well. Like, if you know what is good for him, you know what's bad for him as well. Okay? You won't be playing next split. So 6 days of grinding. Why are you not playing next split? That's school or work, no? Dang, if I had found that at least at the start of summer, I would have put myself. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people climb and they are not on the list. Right, so time to try hard 6 days. 6 days in a row. Nico pick, I saw from you, helped so much from me to climb. Yeah, I have a lot of content about Nico. Nico is hard champion to play, but I love the champion. Was one of my champions that I play the most to climb. So I have like, I think a lot of Nico content. Where is Nico? Like Nico should be here. I have 2 good streams with Nico, like full talking about Nico. And I have a Nico guide as well. That's pretty complete. Not full complete because Nico is I would say a champion that you have to learn every single time. But yeah, Nico has like a lot of good content from... not like Renata, no? Renata, I have to do something. Have you a guide for what type of bot lanes are good depending on composition? On team composition? What type of bot lanes are good depending on type of composition? I don't think so. I don't think I have that. But I will not I would not think about bot lanes for comp. I would think support for comp. So I would say support for jungle is better, and then for AD carry, right? I understand which type of support you should be playing depending on your jungle. I think this is like what people miss. This is what you guys have to think of, right? I would not say your AD carry matters. I think your jungle matters more. You should interact pretty much more with your jungle than with your AD carry. But well, that's something that I have to work step by step to make popular. Okay, all right, that's it. I will post the tier list later, and I will add the chapters after the stream. Okay, so that's it, guys, for today. It was a short but intense tier list stream with patch rundown. Hopefully, you guys abuse Nami enough. And what else? What other champion you guys are abusing? Janna, no? Janna, Nami. And tomorrow we are here, no? Tomorrow we are here. Tomorrow I will stream, and maybe Saturday I do an early stream because I have to leave later that day. So maybe we can do some duo with Jimmy on NA as well, all right? See you later, Saddles. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.